And we are live. NashvilleLou live back on the air. It's Tides Tuesday, January 28th, 2025. I'm your host, Lou Pickney. For the next 3 hours, we're going to have a lot of fun with Twitchy Tides here on Tides Tuesday. As you can see there with that streamer lineup, it's an all-day event. MJ owns you. Will be doing a raid over here soon. Right now we have 5 people in for this first game of the broadcast. I want to point everybody's attention. The bounty block, I've got a shortcut for it, NashvilleLou.com/contest. It's a bounty block going on. Be giving away the mint number 69. A fish I think a lot of people will be interested in adding to their collection if they don't have it already. So it's exclamation point play in chat to get in for this first Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast. Hello to everybody watching over on Kick. There are people that watch me there, and so to them I say greetings and welcome. Of course, if you want to play Twitchy Tides the way it's set up now, you gotta do it here on Twitch. And there's the raid from MJ Owns You. Thank you, MJ, for that raid. I had this typed in properly, the shout out. So if for some reason you don't follow MJ Owns You, I imagine nearly all of you do, but if for some reason you don't, you should do so right now, right away. Cabinara, thank you for the follow. Thank you. Greetings and welcome. Coming up later this hour, we're giving away a Twitchy Tides Series 4.1 pack. Your chance to win's coming up. Got it pinned here in chat. That Nessie Storm Scale, it's mint number 69. That's the grand prize of a bounty block. I haven't run a bounty block giveaway. Boris yells in, thank you for the follow. Thank you. Greetings and welcome. I haven't done one of these bounty blocks since 2023. They've added some new stuff to it. I like it even better now. There were ideas I had in 2021 and early 2022 that I thought would happen a lot sooner, but things took longer than I had anticipated. But here we are, now I'm getting to finally utilize them, and Twitchy Tides is a major part of that. I'm very grateful for that. All right, so we got 27 people into this first game of Twitchy Tides. Winner of this first game wins a Warsaken camo card. See up there, Warsaken. I'll be taking on Boss Baby and some Warsaken Blitz. That's tomorrow, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 0000 UTC. You're on NashvilleLou Live. But for the winner of this first Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast, it'll be a Warsaken camo card, plus an item from the NashvilleLou collection. You can use that as part. It's a burn event, this bounty block contest. A lot of free stuff you can do, but you can also burn NashvilleLou digital promotional items I've given out here over the past few years. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out with the Twitchy Tides. Or with the, I should say with that bounty block. That Twitchy Tides grand prize. Got 33 players in. If you're not in now and you want in, you should get in right now with exclamation point play in chat. I'll do so. My Lulu fish. It's kind of my unofficial mascot here now on NashvilleLou Live. Big fan of Lulu. All right, good old OBS studio. Here we go. All right, so I can interact. What I like to do. Welcome to NashvilleLou Live. It's Tides Tuesday and Twitchy Tides. Let's go through this list of participants. We got Fonny T, Parrot, Funkin' Crypto, Nadu6, Kiyoshi Nobu, Cesaro NLV, Liquid Chill, BG Dub. Followed for the first time today. Glad to have you. The Board JS, Dragon Rider, Random King, Unmada, Bent, SW Pop Lover, Too High, Azael, Pennybags Jr., Asteroid Eater, Tricky Chicky, Jamie Penguins, Notorious Ninja, Master Owl, Chucky, Flower, Cabinara, another new follower, Downtown Detail, hey there, Poppinstock, Taryn Lure, Zach Bonifer, Buzz King, CMC Skis in the house. Hey there. Kitty. I had a lot of fun watching Kitty earlier with her part of Tides Tuesday. Glad to have her in the mix. Also have Dave Ira, Silent One, and then me, NashvilleLou with a Lulu fish. That's 34. If I happen to win, that first place prize goes to the second place finisher. Make that 35 as MJ Owns You gets in. Many thanks again to MJ for that raid. Plays a major role in this Tides Tuesday. Glad to have him my lead in. 35 players here for Twitchy Tides. If I win, that first place prize goes to second. This first game of the broadcast begins now. Good luck. It's Tides Tuesday here on NashvilleLou Live. Early on, Debo the Shark takes out Master Al and DeBoer JS. Got some rain in the forecast. Scattered thunder showers. Heavy late. All sorts of new things in the mix here. It never gets dull or boring with Twitchy Tides. There's always something new, something interesting. And what a successful event for Twitchy Tides over the weekend. With that scurvy bot. I don't have set up here yet, but when the time is right, I hope to. Flower and Azile both taken out. We're down to 31. For most of the enemies here in Twitchy Tides, I've got it set at 2 kills maximum per crossing. When they show up on screen, go from one side to the other. Like here's Debo. Debo's set at 2, but he got sent back in the other direction. So for the moment, we'll just have some wind and weather for you. The exception, though, is with cannonballs. I got that set at 3 kills maximum. You can have it set where there's not a maximum. You can have it set where there's 1 maximum. You can make it go faster or slower that way. You have a ton of options as a streamer, which really helps from the fun factor standpoint. Depth charge go off, but we got 31 players here in the mix. Big Worm of the Hook takes out Random King and Funkin' Crypto. We're down to 29. Buzz King, Silent One, and Poppinstock all taken out there by that cannonball. We're down to 26. It's a lot to keep up with. So many different fish in the mix. Big Worm of the Hook takes out CMC Ski. Of course, the CMC Ski thinking of Warsake, and I'll have Warsake and Blitz taking on Boss Baby. Special presentation live tomorrow. It's Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. 0000 UTC. Here on NashvilleLou Live. We'll have Twitchy Tides games as well. I really like the way that went as far as the home and home series effectively I had against Cartman Bra, so it should be a lot of fun with Boss Baby taking on her in some Warsake and Blitz tomorrow. 7 p.m. Eastern Star Time here on NashvilleLou Live. And again, Twitchy Tides. You got to have Twitchy Tides. We're down to 25. It's like people would be disappointed if I was streaming and didn't have this. And unless I had something where I absolutely could not be live with it, if I had to have a delay. Which is, it's really complicated with a delay, especially if you're trying to get Twitch to sync up with you. Meanwhile, there's a depth charge. Chucky's out, I'm out. We're down to 23. Here comes Debo the Shark, taking out Too High and Zach Bonifer. We're down to 21. Tides Tuesday. I've been saying that it's an all-day event, and it is, but it's more than that now. I mean, this thing's going to go clear into Consumer Break Show tomorrow. Depth Charge takes out Nadu 6 and Kite. We're down to 19. Another Depth Charge. There goes Unmada and Cabanara. More than half the field is out. We're down to 17. You never know what's going to happen in a given game of Twitchy Tides, and that's part of the fun. Not so fun for people facing the teeth of Debo the Shark, Cesaro, and Downtown Detail, both taken out there by Debo. We're down to 15. So again, next broadcast for me tomorrow, that's Wednesday. 7 p.m. Eastern start time, 0000 UTC. Taking on Boss Baby. Some Warsake and Blitz Twitchy Tides games as well between those Warsaken games. Debo the Shark takes out Liquid Chill and Kiyoshi Nobu. We're down to 13. I've got it linked here in chat, the new bounty block. Those of you that just came in that are watching MJ Owns You, you follow MJ Owns You here on Twitch, you get some points in that bounty block. Got it set up. Hope to have even more streamers next time with it, but I'm testing some stuff out I haven't run one of these since 2023, but the time is right for it. Depth charge takes out Dragon Rider and Parrot. We're down to 11. We have a protracted battle here in this opener. Depth charge. There goes Fawny T. Also takes out Tricky Chicky. So it's a top 10 finish for the remaining players, but who's going to be the winner? We're camped out there in that bottom left corner. Here comes Pink Felicia, who zaps Jamie Penguins and Notorious Ninja. We're down to 7. It's Tides Tuesday here on NashvilleLou Live. And now it's Debo the Shark again, up top, going left to right. Takes out Bent. We're down to 6. Gotta move my one little spot where I've got my overlay in the corner. Terran Lord's building a dam with the beaver. Those Oga beavers. BG Dub and Pennybags Jr. both taken out. We're down to 4. Depth charge. There goes Terran Lore. We're down to 3. It's MJ Owns You, Asteroid Eater, and Dave Ira. The final 3. Cannonball, that takes out Asteroid Eater. We're down to the final 2. It's MJ Owns You and Dave Ira, the last 2. No, says Asteroid Eater. Have to settle for a 3rd place finish. You see that depth charge, upper right side. Ominous blinking red, a freeze. Dave Ira is using that Neon Leon. That'd be a top 25 finisher a couple months ago to get one of those. MJ heading towards that depth charge, gonna hit it, and that's the game. So congratulations to Dave Ira, victorious in this first game of the broadcast here on Tides Tuesday. A long battle there to open the show. So for Tricky Chicky on up at the top 10 finish, all the way to number 1, and your winner, Dave Ira, victorious. Back open now for our next Twitchy Tides game with exclamation point play in chat. We'll have Tides Tuesday again next week. Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern. My usual starting time for it. Got the schedule, the men's lacrosse schedule for Swanee Tigers, men's lacrosse. I've been calling that since 2022. And it's been so much fun. I love calling NCAA men's lacrosse. It's such a great sport. I think the world of television hasn't quite figured it out yet, but that once they do, I think it's going to really take off. But I'm having so much fun calling those games. But there is one Tuesday game. They got a Tuesday home game late in the season. April Fool's Day, no less. So that's going to be one I'm going to have to miss as far as, maybe I'll catch a late, although after those broadcasts, make that drive back home, get home, and then it's like the exhaustion starts to set in. Although it can sometimes take me a really long time to come down after a live broadcast. It does to a degree with these live streams here on Twitch, but when I'm there in person, spending 2 hours yelling on the microphone, but it is so much fun. I love those men's lacrosse games. Need to call those. And so there is one conflict with Tides Tuesday, but besides that one on the 1st of April, should be smooth sailing. Of course, you never know for sure. Sometimes gigs show up at the last second, but we should be good with that. We got 15 people in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. If you want to join the list, just type exclamation point play in chat. Where you got a chance, you can win that mint number 69 Nessie. Got it pinned there in chat. The link, NashvilleLou.com/contest, takes you to that bounty block. If you have a Wax wallet, it's easy to connect. You probably follow a lot of people that are already listed there as part of it. Even if you just did that part and that was it, you don't have to actually do anything. You get a chance to win. We're going to have 5 winners in total. I'll be hyping that up for the next couple of weeks. So hopefully get Consumer Break to talk about that. Make sure it's added to the list. The plan here with Tides Tuesday, it's going to go all the way into Wednesday. The demand is there. People, it doesn't matter what day. I learned that over the Christmas holiday. It doesn't matter if it's a holiday, if it's a weekend, if it's in the middle of the night where you are. Doesn't matter. There are people looking to play Twitchy Tides that demand around the clock. And there'll be chances to play here tomorrow as I take on Boss Baby and Warsaken Blitz. It'd be just like when I played Cartman Bra a few weeks back. I finally got this big project finished with NFLDraftProfiles.com. I had to really hustle to get that to the point it's at now quickly. So we're there now. So that means more time to stream, more time for fun, and more time for things like Twitchy Tides. I got 23 players into this next game. We take the overlay down. Exclamation point play. Exclamation point Lou, I don't think he'll do anything for you there, Morris. If you want exclamation play, we'll get you in. So I'll join. This time I'll use, talking about the beaver before that Terran Lore had, I'll use the Buster Beaver right there. I guess the 25. And there's the link in chat, that mint number 69. Nessie Storm Scale. And that link will take you right to the bounty block. And for some of you, if you like the chance to win with additional codes or additional points with getting other people to sign up, it's set up where you can use promo code style. Anyways, that should be fun. We'll see how it goes with that. These are ideas that have been sitting on in some cases for years. Been waiting for the right time. Finally, the world's coming together with Twitch and Wax Gaming. We're making it happen, and more importantly, Twitchy Tides is making it happen. I mean, this game has been such a blessing to have. I love it. I absolutely love it. Even more importantly, the people love it. Let's go through this list of play. If you want in for this next game and you're not in, get in now with exclamation mark play in chat. Winner of this game gets a Warsaken camo card, plus an item from the NashvilleLou collection. You can use that. This bounty block, this giveaway contest, is in part a burn event for some of my promo items. So you've been watching me for a long time now, been getting these items from the NashvilleLou collection. Maybe you got some to use in the game Meta Battler, maybe you don't, but you can use them in this event and get points and potentially end up with that mint number 69 Nessie. You're the big winner. Let's go through the list of players. We got 30 in. Got Dragon Rider, Flower, Kyung Wei, hello, Terran Lore, Hellacious Z, Notorious Ninja, Poppinstock, JB Penguins, Too High, Kite, Meow, Dave Ira, who won the first game, Cabinara, Liquid Shell, Parrots, Aegis 2017, Tricky Chicky, Cesaro NLV, Natu6, Farmidius, Demore JS, me, NashvilleLou, that Buster Beaver, got Dr. D in the house, Dr. Doom, along with Buzz King, Antikilla, BG Dub, it's like I'm saying ECW, like EC Dub, BG Dub, Zach Bonifer, Random King, Downtown Detail, Chucky, Master A's, Asteroid Eater, and Fawny T. That's 32 players. I love Tides Tuesday. If I happen to win, that first place prize goes to the second place finisher. Chucky's in. We got 32 players, and this next game begins now. Good luck. It's Twitchy Tides here on NashvilleLou Live. It's Tides Tuesday, and it's Pink Felicia. She zapped Fawny T, but that was it. I don't know why. Maybe she got neutralized for a moment there. She got zapped. But we are down to 31. Make that 29 as Debo the Shark comes chomping through, taking out Chucky and Kyung Wei. Big Worm of the Hook takes out BG Dub and Jamie Penguins, down to 27. And amidst that cover of the explosion there, it's Debo the Shark cutting through, taking out Dragon Rider, taking out my fish as well. So I'm out. We're down to 25. Ricky Chicky's out. We're down to 24. Yeah, the Mark Law term is not welcome here. His name is not welcome on this show. We started with 32, we're down to 22. As Pink Felicia up top, taking out Notorious Ninja and Flower. No trolling. I assure you, I've got a good reason for it. I look forward to the day when the world of wax gaming is large enough not to worry about people like Mark Law. His name coming up. Big Worm of the Hook takes out Dave Ira and DeBoer JS. Now to 18. Now it's Pink Felicia taking out Too High and Pop and Stalk. Half the field is out. We're down to 16. Depth charge. There goes Liquid Chill and Cesaro. Down to 14. Pink Felicia zaps Downtown Detail and Nadu 6. We're down to a dozen. Depth charge. There goes Hellacious Z. Anti-Killa gets taken out as well. That chain reaction. So with the remaining players, got top 10 finish, but who's going to be the winner? Here comes Debo. Debo chomps away, takes out Cabanara, takes out Kite. Down to 8. The hook from Big Worm takes out Master Rays. We're down to 7. Depth charge. Ominous blinking red. It's going to take out Buzz King, and it's going to also take out Asteroid Eater. We're down to 5. The Buzz King out. Asteroid Eater out. And here comes Debo the Shark. Debo's going to take out Random King, sit back the other direction. And now off screen. It's Farminius, Aegis 2017, Parrots, and Dr. Doom, the final 4. It's Tides Tuesday here on NashvilleLou Live. Up top, Debo. Debo the Shark. Parrot unfreezes just in time, and it looks like Debo's going to miss everybody. The battle continues. We started with 32, we're down to 4. Arminius gets taken out. I didn't see what happened there. That was unusual. Here comes Debo. Look out. Luckily for Parrot, Aegis with the flow fish using that bubble command, able to send Debo back in the other direction. The battle continues. You never know what's going to happen in a given game of Twitchy Tides. Now it's Debo up top. And it looks like, again, Debo's going to miss everybody. Battle rages on to the final 3. Got a depth charge on that right side as both Aegis and Parrot unfreeze, or Aegis with a refreeze, Parrot using that boost. Kapow, and there goes the depth charge. This battle continues. Aegis, Dr. Doom, and Parrot, the last 3. Cannonball. It's going to take out Dr. Doom, and we're down to 2. It's Aegis 2017 and Parrot 314. Who's going to be the winner? My goodness, look at that spin move by Parrot, just on the brink of hitting that depth charge. But after the unfreeze, that does it. The depth charge goes off, and Aegis 2017 gets the victory in this second game of the broadcast. Just scroll to the very bottom of my page of notes. It's frustrating. Actually, I think the end button on my keyboard. Like, uh-oh. Luckily, it's not that hard to scroll back up. All right, so quite the battle there. For Cabinara on up, a top 10 finish. All the way to number 1 and your winner. Aegis 2017, victorious. Back open now for our next game of Twitchy Tides with exclamation point play in chat. I'll be with you until 1 a.m. Eastern. So a little more than 2.5 hours from now. We've only just begun here. But Twitchy Tides, it's an all-day event. It's a multi-day event now. My portion will go till 1 a.m. Eastern. That's when I'll do a raid over to Cartman Bra. Just can go into the night with it. Y'all can keep getting in with exclamation mark play. I'm going to do a quick look at the slate. And normally with the slate, I had the streamer lineup. Eventually, this got to be a little bit more squeezed as far as the space goes. It's going to go all the way, if you notice, until 1 p.m. Eastern Wednesday with Las Vegas Ape doing a raid over to Consumer Break. Consumer Break has one of those popular wax in general based shows. It was a very good job, very thorough. And so I think it's a smart move to show the power of people that love Twitchy Tides. This game, the response for this game has been unlike anything I have ever seen with a video game that I've streamed. Like maybe if I could have streamed Tecmo Super Bowl in 1991, we'd have a different story, but we did. That was a very long time ago. My goodness. Doesn't feel like it. But Twitchy Tides, there's something special. And with Tides Tuesday, I love being part of this. I'm grateful I'm included as part of Tides Tuesday. This thing started 5 a.m. this morning Eastern. Kept it going. I'm taking this to 1 a.m. Eastern. To the raid over to Cartman Bra. And we'll continue from there. We got 18 people in already for this next game of Twitchy Tides. So you can join the list with exclamation point play in chat. My next broadcast tomorrow, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 0000 UTC. With Warsaken Blitz, I'll be taking on Boss Baby. Should be about a 2-hour broadcast. We'll have Twitchy Tides games in between the games of Warsaken Blitz. I was really happy with that format when I had that playing Cartman Bra and Warsaken Blitz near the end of the year last year. This 2025 has been a sprint for me putting this NFLDraftProfiles.com website together and getting that where it needed to be. Got the thumbs up from Google AdSense. It's not going to really give it the push. And that's part of what I have going on with this bounty block, this giveaway. NashvilleLou.com/contest. Takes you right to that bounty block. You can win Nessie Storm Scale Mint number 69. I was very fortunate. I pulled several Nessies on Saturday with the Twitchy Tides TV special stream they had. A lot of people pulled them, but not everybody did. And so for the winner, that mint number 69 is going to be going to the person that gets the win in that. So what I imagine I'll have is a reveal show of sorts. I'm something on it'll be 2 weeks from Wednesday, so we're talking about a little ways away still, like February 12th. But right now we got Tides Tuesday. We got 22 people in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. If you want in, you can join the list with exclamation point play in chat. And again, to go through the upcoming schedule, after 1 a.m. Eastern, we'll do the raid over to Cartman Bra. It's got a 5-hour run to 6 a.m. That's when Tricky creates. 6 to 11, another long span, and then Las Vegas 8, the final 2 hours before what I understand is going to be a raid over to Consumer Break. Got a really good show. That Wednesday early afternoon U.S. time show. And so that's tied. So as you can see, it started with NFT Dealer at 5 a.m. Eastern. And the demand it hasn't let up if you haven't noticed. We got 23 players in for this next game. I'm going to take this overlay down and join the list as well with exclamation mark play in chat. I'll use the Lulu fish. That gets us to 24. So if you're wanted for this next game and you're not in, go ahead now and be swift about it. Exclamation mark play. Type that in chat to get in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. Got 25 players in for it right now for the winner. The prize is a Warsaken camo card, plus an item from the NashvilleLou collection. Remember those Promotional items from the NashvilleLou collection can be used in that bounty block that just started today. Got linked pinned in chat here. The link to that. NashvilleLou.com/contest. Takes you right to that bounty block. A little more comfortable doing it that way as far as something I have. It's the way I archive my broadcasts. I've got a pretty good idea who's going to own that domain, that NashvilleLou.com domain 5 years from now. I can't say the same for others, so I tend to kind of pick my spots with that. Let's go through the list of players. We've got 26 in right now. We've got Terran Lure, Liquid Chill, Buzz King, Dragon Rider, Cabinara, T. Walter, Barmenius, Random King, Notorious Ninja, Bonnie T, Aegis 2017, Azile, DeBoer JS, Dr. Doom, Flower, Too High, Cesaro NLV, Nadu 6, Pop and Stock, Chucky, me, NashvilleLou with a Lulu Fish, Unmada, Dave Ira, Zach Bonifer, Cartman Bra, we're doing a raid over Cartman, and Kitty Meow. Kitty, of course, is part of Tides Tuesday earlier today. Really happy to have Kitty in the mix with that. Really enjoy her broadcast. She does a lot with the marbles on stream stuff as well, but really enjoyed what she had today with Twitchy Tides. And also Parrot is in. That gives us 27 players. So if I win, that first place prize goes to the second place finisher. And this third game of the broadcast begins now. Good luck. It's Twitchy Tides, Tides Tuesday here on NashvilleLou Live, and it's Pink Felicia going left to right. Taking out Aegis and T. Walter, we're down to 25. Remember, most of the enemies are set at 2 tops as far as the kills go per crossing, so Cannonball's the exception with 3. You can customize that as a streamer, which I love. I love that you can set it up the way you want. Kitty and Random King get taken out there by Debo the Shark, and early on we're down to 23. Later this hour, we'll be giving away a Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 pack. Your chance to win's coming up. Got a chance to win here with this Twitchy Tides game. You got Debo the Shark taking out Unmada and DeBoer JS. We're down to 21. The hook from Big Worm takes out Parrot and Fawny T down to 19. So many different commands. It's tough to keep up. Now it's Pink Felicia zapping Notorious Ninja and Dragon Rider. Down to 17. Cannonball. That Cannonball takes out Chucky, Cesaro, and Nadu 6. We're down to 14. See the difference there with that maximum of 3 kills on a crossing. A bit more damage caused by that Cannonball. Meanwhile, zipping back on stream and making it rain with that Lambo, it's Cartman Bra. We're doing a raid over to Cartman at 1 a.m. Eastern. Cannonball takes out Zach Bonifer and Cartman. Down to 11. It's Twitchy Tides here on Tides Tuesday, NashvilleLou Live. Depth charge. Gonna take out Cabinara and Dr. Doom. Down to 9. So a top 10 finish for the remaining players. Who's gonna be the winner? Cannonball. So there goes Flower, Dave Ira, and Terran Lure. Down to 6. That Cannonball had no chance against Buzz King with the Jaws command. That's one way to stop a Cannonball from tearing through. Meanwhile, Big Worm with a hook takes out Too High. We're down to 5. Depth charge hiding under my logo there in that bottom left corner. Arminius barely gets past it. My Lulu Fish, not so lucky, put the logo back up. I'm out. We're down to 4. The final 4. Buzz King, Pop and Stock, Farminius, Liquid Chill. Big Worm with a hook on that left side. Farminius makes it around. Buzz King with that Jaws command should be able to stop that from happening. And indeed, there goes the Hook, and there goes Big Worm, at least for the short term. Liquid Chill, Pop and Stalk, Farminius, and Buzz King. Cannonball. That takes out Farminius, and we're down to 3. We'll be giving away 4 Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 packs during the course of the broadcast. Depth Charge takes out Liquid Chill, and we're down to the final 2. It's Pop and Stalk and Buzz King, the last 2. Spin move by Buzz King. Pop and Stalk with that Kylo. And again, Buzz King, that Jaws command. Pop and Stalk makes it past the Depth Charge. That's enough of an angle on this bounce. But that tail of the Kylo hits the Depth Charge, and that's the game. So congratulations, Buzz King. Victorious here in this 3rd game of the broadcast. So for Dr. Doom on up, a top 10 finish all the way to number 1. And your winner, Buzz King. Back open now for our next Twitchy Tides game with exclamation point play in chat. So I've got the Lulu fish there. That's become my unofficial mascot of sorts here on NashvilleLou Live. I'm a big fan of Lulu. But the real focus is Nessie Storm Scale. What is Nessie? Well, if there you see Nessie there on the slate that I made for the broadcast, and that Nessie number 69, mint number 69. That's the grand prize for the bounty block. This contest, this giveaway that started maybe 3.5 hours ago. Be going for a couple of weeks. So one lucky winner is going to get that mint number 69. You see that Twitchy Tides Tuesday lineup there. Cartman Bra, 1 a.m. Eastern. That's where we'll do the raid at that point. Tides Tuesday is going to go into Wednesday and into the night. We've got 13 players in already. People around the clock, there's demand at all times for Twitchy Tides. We'll have an opportunity for that again tomorrow or later today, depending on where you are. Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. 0000 UTC. Be playing some Warsaken Blitz, taking on Boss Baby. And in between those games of Warsaken Blitz, and those go rather quickly, we'll have some Twitchy Tides games in between. So should be a lot of fun. That format worked really well when tried that against Cartman Bra at the end of December. Now I have a little bit more time to do these sorts of things, do some promoting. Got a bounty block to spread the word about. We've got 19 players in already for this next game of Twitchy Tides. Here on Tides Tuesday, NashvilleLou Live. So that broadcast tomorrow, that Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern start time, should be about 2 hours, maybe a little bit of an overrun. We'll see. Been wanting to play against Boss Baby for a while. All right, we got some time now. At least I've got some time, and luckily for her, tomorrow worked out. Later today, depending, Wednesday evening worked out. So that should be a lot of fun. We'll have that here with NashvilleLou Live. And I promised her if we did this one my way, then we'll do another stream and do it however she wants to do, live and live. She wants me to find some way to talk with her when we're live. We'll figure something out with that. That should be fun as well. Not too far on the other side of that broadcast tomorrow, but I really want to have this. It's like a proof of concept. I mean, against Cartman Bra, that one we had talked about from late December. Really strong turnout. A lot of that was people showing up wanting to play Twitchy Tides. I'm acutely aware. And it's a good thing. It's a great thing. You can add Twitchy Tides to practically anything you broadcast as long as you don't need a delay. You'll end up with more people watching, more likely than not. Especially if you spread the word in the Twitchy Tides Discord. We've got 23 players in. Nessie Storm Scale, mint number 69. It's the grand prize of that bounty block. There's a link to it pinned here in chat. Also has the information about exclamation mark play being what you type in chat. If you want again for this next Twitchy Tides game. And some of the stuff with the bounty block is easy. Like I've got a few prospect profile pages over on NFL Draft Profiles. Literally, just people click through, load up the page, and you get a couple points, or however got it set up. Stuff with social media, stuff that doesn't cost anything. And for people, especially people that have a lot of the NashvilleLou collection promotional items, those promos have been given out for a long time. The burn event of sorts for that, and that's going to mean people with those that are willing to burn them. Chance for more entries into that bounty block. So that's going to be I'll be talking about for the next couple of weeks. And we'll have a show to unveil it. At least that's the plan for, I believe it's going to be Wednesday, February the 12th. So we got time between now and then. We got a couple of Tides Tuesdays between now and then. On this Tides Tuesday, we've got 27 players in for this next game. I'm going to take the overlay down, 28. So I was saying the demand is insatiable. People want Twitchy Tides. They love it. This game's easy to stream. I don't have to do storytelling. I don't have to do anything. I've got my sports broadcasting style because that's how I do things. But you don't have to do it that way. And there's many different ways to do it as there are streamers. And that's part of the charm of this. Let's go with this list of players. If you want in and you're not in yet, you should get in right now, right away, with exclamation point play in chat. We got Terran Lore, RCP ADG, Notorious Ninja, Buzz King, Viper Czar, Pettybags Jr., Too High, Cabanara, Chucky, Flower, Poppinstock, Parmenius, Kitte, who was part of Twitchy Tides earlier today on this Tides Tuesday. Glad to have her in the mix. From there, we've got Downtown Detail, Tabor JS, Azile, BG Dub, Nadu 6, Jess Tony, Aegis 2017, Random King, Bonnie T, Dave Ira, Tricky Chicky, T. Walter, Lasaro NLV, Master Owl, Zach Bonifer, Parrots, and Kyung Wei. Did I not get in? I should do that, shouldn't I? Exclamation point play. Something there with that Rainbow Soul the Catfish. So 31 players in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. Winner gets a Warsaken camo card, an item from the NashvilleLou collection that you can use in that bounty block event. Get a couple of extra points for your entry. If I happen to win, that prize goes to second place. This fourth game of the broadcast begins now. Good luck. It's Tides Tuesday here on NashvilleLou Live, and we start with 31. And quickly down to 29, a depth charge. Takes out the board JS and Kitte. We're down to 29. The Baby Shark command. Break up the disco ball. I'm very paranoid when it comes to the copyright monsters with music. They don't play fair. There's no reasoning with them in many cases. So, I have the... And I'm very happy that I'm able to use background music that won't get me dinged on YouTube if I put it there later. Pink Felicia takes out Zach Bonifer and Parrot, and we're down to 27. Many thanks to Carl Casey at Whitebat Audio, who makes much of the great background music I use here on NashvilleLou Live. So BG Dub and Azile both taken out. We're down to 25. And again, a Baby Shark party. So you get the disco ball and the fireworks, but not the music. Go with that 9 lives command if I can last long enough to enter it. Some of these fish have special commands, things they can do. That Rainbow Soul the Catfish at 9 lives. What? I got to enter. Well, I didn't. No, I didn't. Okay. You have to actually hit enter on the command, not just type it in. So it gets a little shine there for a bit. Cabanara and Downtown Detail are out. So Debo got sent back in the other direction, but the damage done. We're down to 23. Such a wide variety of fish. Big Worm of the Hook takes out Buzz King. We're down to 20. Cannonball. That Cannonball took out Poppinstock, Viper Czar, and Dave Ira. We're down to 17. And there's the difference of being capped at 3 kills per crossing as opposed to 2. Pink Felicia's capped at 2. Felicia zaps Aegis and Kyung Wei. More than half the field is out. We're down to 15. The Hook. Big Worm takes out T. Walter. We're down to 14. Cannonball. That Cannonball takes out Cesaro, Nadu 6, and Terran Lure. We're down to 11. It's Tides Tuesday here on NashvilleLou Live. The Hook from Big Worm, 2 high is out. So is Farmenius. We're down to 9. So a top 10 finish for the remaining players, but who's going to be the winner? And again, the Hook, Big Worm, that right side in the coral. The Hook takes out Master Al and gets Tricky Chicky on the way out. We're down to 7. Now a depth charge. That's going to eliminate Chucky. That explosion. We're down to 6. Between now and 1 a.m. Eastern, we'll be giving away 4 Series 4.1 packs. Cannonball up top misses everybody. This is going to be a lot of fun to see how it works tomorrow. The Cannonball again. That Cannonball gets a Random King and Jess Tony. We're down to 4. As we take Tides Tuesday into Wednesday and all the way to a raid. The Consumer Break show. The early afternoon U.S. time. Now it's Pink Felicia coming right to left. Felicia zaps Notorious Ninja and zaps my Soul the Catfish. And we're down to the final 2. It's RCP ADG and Fawny T, the last 2. Depth charge. Bonnie T with the freeze. RCP off the bounce hits the depth charge, and that's the game. So congratulations, Bonnie T, with the victory here in this 4th game of the broadcast. All right, so for Farmenius on up, a top 10 finish. All the way to number 1, your winner, Bonnie T. All right, back open for the next game of Twitchy Tides. I was talking about those Twitchy Tides Series 4.1 packs will be given out. The first of those will be given out to the winner of this next game. I'm going to take I think 1 break per hour here, usually, on NashvilleLou Live. And I'm going to do that now, about a 5-minute break. On the other side of it, though, you'll want to stick around because the winner of this next game wins a Twitchy Tides Series 4.1 pack. It's Tides Tuesday. It's Twitchy Tides here on NashvilleLou Live. Stay tuned. All right. I'm back from break, back on headset with you here. It's NashvilleLou Live. We've got 26 players in for this next game. And the winner of this next game is going to win a Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 pack. Let's take the overlay down. I'll make sure I join. Exclamation mark play. This time we're talking about Nessie. Use Nessie. That bounty block contest, that mint number 69 Nessie, that's the grand prize. Well, those had to either, if you didn't get them off the secondary market, the only way to get it was through the scurvy bots with Twitchy Tides TV. So there should be some demand for it. It's cool. It's a dragon. So it should be fun to have. We'll see how that goes with that bounty block. You get a lot of stuff. It doesn't cost anything to do to get in and get some points. If you got some NashvilleLou collection, from the NashvilleLou collection, promotional items, there's some that you're tired of or you otherwise want to just use for the event, you can burn them. It's part of the idea of the event. A little bit of that inventory down that's out there. And then we'll have some fun as far as seeing who the winner is going to be with that. All right, we've got 29 players in. Let's go through this list of participants. If you're not in yet, you want in. Last chance. Exclamation point play in chat. So the winner of this gets an item from the NashvilleLou collection, but also that Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 pack. Let's go through the list of players. We got BG Dub, Funkin' Crypto, Notorious Ninja, Terran Lore, Barminius, Tabanara, Jess Tony, Bonnie T, Master Owl, Too High, LL Falconer, hello, Flower, Parrot, Cartman Bra. We'll be doing a raid to Cartman a little more than 2 hours from now. DeBoer JS, Musical Man, hello, Silent One, Dr. Doom, Chucky, Nadu6, The Online Inn, hey there, Zach Bonifer, Random King, Azael, me, NashvilleLou, Pennybags Jr., Aegis 2017, CMC Ski, Kitty, who was part of Tides Tuesday earlier today. Had a lot of fun watching her stream. Glad to have her in the mix. And also Buzz King in as well to give us 30. It's like a Royal Rumble. 30 participants. If I win, I don't get the prize. Prize goes to the second place finisher if I win. OG Daddy is in. Give us 31 players. So if I win, prize goes to second place. Lest I forget later, I'll put this in my notes here. Pack in parentheses. I think I'll remember, but it helps to have things in notation form for later. So this is game number 5 of the broadcast. 31 players. If I win, prize goes to second place with a pack on the line. Game number 5 begins now. Good luck. It's Tides Tuesday. They've got 32 players. So we got it right before the horn. We're down to Viper's Arm. I was watching this monitor. I'm got pulled up over here. Early on, we're down to 29. Buzz King, Aegis, and Farmedius are out. A bit of rain. Get some weather worked into the mix here. What is it? Scales? That gives you the... It reminds me of the snowstorm command for Ray Ray. Scales. Let's see what happens here with scales. There we go. I got a little spin. I've got scales flying around. We got wind and weather, lightning. We got a yum. Although Online Inn got taken out there. We're down to 28. Big Worm was there. We got spun around. Musical Man got taken out, though. We're down to 27. Cam No in the house. Hello. Greetings and welcome. Welcome to NashvilleLou Live on Tides Tuesday. Too High and Funkin' Crypto are out. We're down to 25. perform very poorly when I try and post an emote and chat in the middle of a live stream in OBS Studio. I think I'm asking for trouble. Meanwhile, you got a colorful spin going on right there. It's mesmerizing from Master Al. Meanwhile, the hook from Big Worm. DeBoer JS is out. We're down to 24. Under the winner of this Twitchy Tides game is going to win a Series 4.1 pack. We'll have 3 more of those to give away between now and the end of the broadcast. My portion of Tides Tuesday. Of course, Tides Tuesday is going to run well into Wednesday, all the way to Consumer Break Show. Wednesday early afternoon, U.S. time. Now it's Pink Felicia. Coming left to right, lower part of the screen. Felicia zaps Dr. Doom and LL Falconer. We're down to 20. Pink Felicia. Got distracted looking at these other moves. Some of these fish were doing. Felicia came in, zapped Viper Czar and Flower. They're out. We're down to 18. Or the winner of this gets a pack. Depth Charge. There goes Silent One along with Random King. Half the field is out. We're down to 16. Big Worm with a hook. Kite, Notorious Ninja. I got hooked as well. My Dragon got the hook. Every now and then it's a Kappa too, but sometimes you'll get a third one snagged in on a close one. Cannonball takes out Pennybags Jr. before getting stopped from going any further, but damage done. Down to a dozen. Another Cannonball. This one gets a Zyle, BG Dub, and Chucky. So it's a top 10 finish for the remaining players, but who's going to be the winner? It's going to be at 11 p.m. Eastern. Reminder, you're watching NashvilleLou live as Big Worm with a hook takes out OG Daddy and Nadu 6. I'm your host, Lou Pickney. Begin the second hour of my 3-hour run with Tides Tuesday. We'll do the raid over to Cartman Bra a couple hours from now. Depth Charge, that's going to get Zach Bonifer, and we're down to 5. Now it's Debo the Shark with that kapow. Jess Tony, that Rocco fish, using that boost. Fish are fed up, turning the tables, although that Depth Charge takes out Cartman Bra. There goes the Lambo. We're down to 4. It's Fawny T, CMC Ski, Taryn Lore, and Jess Tony. Pink Felicia zaps Jess Tony along with Taryn Lore. So we're down to the final 2. It's Fawny T and CMC Ski. One of these 2 is going to win a pack. A Series 4.1 pack from Twitchy Tides, but who's it going to be? Pink Felicia. Pink Felicia zaps CMC Ski, and that's the game. So congratulations, Fawny T. Back-to-back victories for Fawny T, and this one with the prize of a Series 4.1 pack as part of it. So congratulations on the win. Back-to-back victories for Fawny T. So for the top 10 finishers, it's Chucky on up. All the way to number 1 with that Neon Leon fish. That's a really good one to run with. And they got the victory there for Fawny T. Back open now for our next game of Twitchy Tides with exclamation point play in chat. We'll be giving away another Twitchy Tides Series 4.1 pack later this hour. We'll be giving away 2 in our final hour. You'll want to stick around for that. You also want to make plans tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, 0000 UTC start time. So midnight UTC, 7 p.m. Eastern. I will be live with Warsaken Blitz. I'll be taking on Boss Baby. And we're going to have Twitchy Tides games in between those games of Warsaken Blitz. And those don't go too terribly long. Blitz, the simplified version of Warsaken, designed for that quicker format. I was really happy with the way it worked when I did that format against Cartman Bra at the end of December. And now that I've got NFLDraftProfiles.com up and going the way I want it, and that took some time. I really had to sprint, and that's a full effort to get it there. But we got it now the way I want it. And so now I have more time for streaming. So I'm looking forward to that. That's tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're taking on Boss Baby and Forsaken Blitz, and we'll have those Twitchy Tides games for everybody to participate in between those games of Blitz. Barely open a minute, 19 players in. Of course, back next week with Tides Tuesday, slated for 10 p.m. Eastern. Noted earlier, I have one broadcast commitment with the Swanee Tigers men's lacrosse. It's NCAA Division III men's lacrosse. I have so much fun calling those games. And sometimes those schedules, I mean, it's tough, I'm sure, booking and scheduling. There is one Tuesday evening game that I've got on April Fool's Day of all days, so that will have to, I might have to find a later time slot, although with those broadcasts, sometimes drive the 80 miles or however far it is to get back from Swanee to where I live in the Nashville area. And while it can take me a long time to fall asleep sometimes, my voice might be a bit worn. We'll figure something out. That's April. I think we'll... Let's get to that point, then we'll deal with it. So we got 22 players in right now. We got Forsaken Blitz tomorrow as I take on Boss Baby. It'll be about a 2-hour broadcast, maybe a little longer. That should be fun. Been wanting to play some Forsaken Blitz. Got the time to now. Matter of getting the bookings and lining it up. So it's !play in chat to get into this next game of Twitchy Tides. Again, many thanks to Pop Paragon. First, for making such a great game with Twitchy Tides, but also for the event this past weekend with Twitchy Tides TV, a dig event. And on the slate, I've got it right there. That dragon. I'll see the slate of Twitchy Tides, Tides Tuesday streamers. We had NFT Dealer, The Online Inn, Twitchy Tides TV had a 2-hour run. Las Vegas Ape, who does a tremendous job. Las Vegas Ape organized it, trying to get everybody positioned and lined up. I'm sure it takes a lot of effort, but he does a great job with it. And he wanted me to be part of it, so I'll always be appreciative of Las Vegas Ape. Letting me be part of Tides Tuesday, because it's so much fun. We had Welsh, the NFT, of course, does a fantastic job. And then Kitty, as I noted, we had her debut at Tides Tuesday. Great having her in the mix. MJ owns you. Had fun watching his show until I had to turn it off because it was about showtime for me. And then here we are with Twitchy Tides and NashvilleLou Live. We got 24 people in already for this next game of Twitchy Tides. Again, Nessie Storm Scale. It's mint number 69. That's the one. That's the grand prize for this bounty block that I've got. It'll show up periodically in chat, but I've got it pinned as well, along with the information for how to get into this Tides Tuesday Twitchy Tides game with !play in chat. The 25 players in. The overlay down. I'll join as well. !play. And this time I'll use the 5 spot. See what it says for ability. It claims that Nessie Stormscale doesn't have an ability, but demonstrated the prior game that Scales command. It's similar to how the Snowstorm looks for the Ray reindeer fish, if you're familiar with that. The 26 players, if you're not in yet and you want in, you should do so right now, right away, with !play in chat. Winner of this next game wins a Forsaken camo card, plus an item from the NashvilleLou collection. Remember, those promo items from the NashvilleLou collection can be used in that bounty block. If you want a chance to get a dragon, that can help you increase your odds of victory. A lot of stuff that doesn't cost anything to do, social media type stuff, etc. I imagine many of you already follow a lot of the people that are spotlighted in there as far as Twitch goes. Obviously, they added stuff since 2023 with bounty block. Able to add, I'm sorry, I think TikTok is now unbanned or whatever the deal was with that. I don't know. That's not really for my generation, but I've got an account there, so all right, fine. Let's see if I can hype it with this bounty block. Let's go through this list of players. We've got 28 players in for this next game. A Forsaken camo card. An item from the NashvilleLou collection goes to the winner. We got Terran Lore, Musical Man, Punkin Crypto, Buzz King, Cabinara, Linder, OG Daddy, Funny T, BG Dub, Flower, Tricky Chicky, Zach Bonifer, Master Owl, Kyung Wei, Unmada, Notorious Ninja, Viper Czar, Random King, Too High, Jess Tony, Parrots, Peter Force, Ostrich, Cesaro NLV, Poppinstock, Nado6, me, NashvilleLou, Chucky, and Azile. That's 29 players for this next game. Dr. Doom is in. Cartman Bra as well, and that gets us to 31 players. So if I win, the prize goes to second place. The board JS is in. We got 32 players. Dave Ira's in, 33. I was actually taking a quick peek at chat. I didn't really have a chance to pay attention earlier as far as seeing if they were doing much zinging as far as the bot, making sure that people are actually really there. The anti-bot measures. And it looks like everybody's into once, and we got 33 players. If I win, first place prize goes to second place. And this sixth game of the broadcast begins now. Good luck. It's Tides Tuesday here on NashvilleLou Live. I love Tides Tuesday. This is so much fun. I look forward to this. A weekly thing I look forward to on Tuesdays. Who looks forward to Tuesday? Me. Buzz King, unfortunately for Buzz King, an early exit. And early on, we're down to 32. Make that 31 as I get the hook early as well from Big Worm. It's Pink Felicia zapping Viper Czar and Fawny T. We're down to 29. We got a Baby Shark party here. Again, because of the copyright monsters, I have to be very careful with the music. It worries me sometimes with some streamers that are rather fast and loose with the DMCA. I mean, be careful, please. But it's not my business to tell people how to do their streams. These are just things I noticed. Notorious Ninja gets the hook before Big Worm got dealt with, but damage done, we're down to 28. Pink Felicia zaps Random King and Linder. We're down to 26. Carl Casey at White Bat Audio makes most of the background music I use here. Wonderful. As long as you give credit you can use it free and clear. That's my kind of deal. Works for me. The hook from Big Worm takes out Funkin' Crypto. We're down to 25. Every now and then I'll catch it on another stream. Like, what? Just trying to hear your own theme music. What? All these different commands being used. Meanwhile, Debo the Shark takes out Musical Man. Debo, though, had another kill still to go, and despite the spinning, chomped away, took out Ostrich as well, so we're down to 21. Again, with most of the enemies, I have them capped at a maximum of 2 kills per crossing. It's 3 for a cannonball. And if you play Twitchy Tides, if you stream Twitchy Tides, you get to pick the house rules. If you want to ban a command, you can do that. If you want to make it where it's a no limit on the killers, you can do that. The world is yours, and that's part of the appeal of Twitchy Tides. Depth Charge. That takes out Master Owl and Cartman Bra. More than half the field is out. We're down to 16. The hook from Big Worm. Cabinara eliminated. We're down to 15. Now it's Pink Felicia. One left to right. Zapping Azile and BG Dub. Down to 13. We're coming up later this hour. We'll be giving away another Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 pack. Your chance to win's coming up. Now it's Debo the Shark again. This time going right to left, taking out Terran Lore. Still has one more kill. But be careful. Getting flipped around with those teeth. Still sharp if he's not neutralized. And indeed, proved me right. And there goes Dave Ira, eliminated. We're down to 11. This is my #1 show on Twitch, Tides Tuesday. Many thanks to the people that support this wonderful game. Enjoy playing it here with me live on stream. Unmada gets taken out by Debo the Shark. We're down to 10. So a top 10 finish for everybody remaining, but who's going to be the winner? Debo. Debo the Shark. Chomps away, takes out OG Daddy and Tricky Chicky. Down to 8. It can be tough to appreciate in the moment because there's a lot to keep track of, and the artwork is tremendous in this game. You have different artists involved, and yet everything feels like it belongs in the same world together. That hook takes out Nadu 6, and we're down to 7 players remaining after beginning with 33. Depth charge, that's going to take out Chucky. Also going to get Cesaro NLV, that kind of chain reaction effect you get with those depth charges. Down to 5. Now it's Pink Felicia. Going left to right. Zapping Zach Bonifer. And Dr. Doom, and we're down to 3. It's Flower, Kyung Wei, and Parrot. The final 3. It's Tides Tuesday here on NashvilleLou Live. Now a depth charge that eliminates Flower. We're down to the final 2. It's Parrot and Kyung Wei, the last 2. Kyung Wei trying to get a baby shark party. It was on a cooldown. Depth charge, and that's the game. Congratulations, Parrot 314 with the victory in this 6th game of the broadcast. Please note that prizes will be sent out shortly after the conclusion of the broadcast. Those prizes will be sent from my fulfillment wallet. It's great because you can see what goes out to whom, when it goes out, etc. It's all right there on the wax chain. Very easy. You can look at it. And you can see what went out and where. So for OG Daddy on up, it's a top 10 finish. All the way to number 1, your winner, Parrot 314, victorious. And back open now for our next game of Twitchy Tides. Exclamation point play in chat to get in on it. That Nessie Storm Scale. That mint number 69. That's the grand prize of that bounty block. NashvilleLou.com/contest. Makes it real simple to get there. I'm more comfortable putting out URLs that I actually own and operate. I can direct them to the proper place. These broadcasts, I turn these broadcasts into highlights afterwards. And if you do it that way, Twitch lets you keep them indefinitely. At least the way it is now. Point being, I'll make sure the domains I promote are things that I can at least somewhat control. You want to make plans for tomorrow or later today, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Start Time, 0000 UTC. For Warsaken Blitz, I'll be taking on Boss Baby. In between games of Blitz, we're going to have Twitchy Tides games. Had a lot of fun with that, using that format when I played Cartman Bra here on my stream. Kind of did a home and home. And it's going to be something similar with Boss Baby. We're going to have that tomorrow. We're going to do that one kind of my way. And then I said, whatever you want to do with some of these ways to talk during the course of a broadcast or live on live, however she wants to do it. So that's how we're going to do it for the home and home for that. But the point is, we're going to have Warsaken Blitz tomorrow. We're going to have Twitchy Tides tomorrow. It was a lot of fun with that with Cartman Bra last month. It should be a lot of fun tomorrow. Taking on Boss Baby. And we'll have Twitchy Tides, fun prizes, all that. We've got 11 people in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. If you want to join the list, it's !play in chat. I was fortunate enough with that Nessie Storm Scale. It's mint number 69. That's the grand prize for the winner of that bounty block event, that giveaway that I've got pinned in chat. The link to that. Same place as the information about playing in Twitchy Tides with !play in chat. I keep an eye on the Warsaken 24 karat gold cards on that market. Every now and then you'll find a deal that might show up. Getting an all gold deck is not imminent for me. And there are some things like it's tough with those weather cards. Getting 4 or 4 of those, but the chase itself is part of the fun, I think. And I can't wait with Warsaken once Game Reward XP is ready. Then we'll have a turn timer. part of the reason I do it this way is because I'm vulnerable when I'm live. If I play somebody in Forsaken Blitz and it's somebody I don't know, if they just walk away, they can leave me hanging high and dry live on stream. It also creates a very uncomfortable environment when everybody's wanting to play you and you've got so many people in that the names run off the screen. When I asked people what would happen if that happened, they were basically got laughed at about, okay, Lou, whatever. Now, okay, whatever's now. What do we do? And the problem is when you got 30 people wanting to play at once, and only one of them can, people aren't having the optimal experiences. With this approach, though, particularly what we're going to have tomorrow, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, when I take on Boss Baby, be playing Forsaken Blitz. For people that are not familiar with that game, my storytelling, I've been in sports broadcasting for 30 years, so I got a pretty decent idea how to make things make sense for people, yet not insult the intelligence of people that are experts at it. But it's a lot of fun, but along with that, of course, those Twitchy Tides games we'll have in between. And so that'll be a good time coming up. That's a Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern here on NashvilleLou Live. Got 18 people in right now for this next game of Twitchy Tides here on this Tides Tuesday. So tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, taking on Boss Baby and Forsaken Blitz. We'll have Twitchy Tides games with that. Back with Tides Tuesday. Next Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Should be a good time. Got 20 players into this next game of Twitchy Tides. Take the overlay down. Hello, Tricky Creates. Show the slate real fast. Tricky, we were talking a little bit earlier about, you've got Tides Tuesday where it's running into Wednesday in a good way. We're taking this all the way, as I understand it, into Consumer Break Show. So you've got, a 5-hour slate there, 6 to 11. The more that we get new people worked into the mix, very happy to have Kite in there. You had a couple hours earlier. I really should try and break my habit of replying to people with an emote in this OBS Studio chat interface, because it never goes well, and then I lose my train of thought. And it's here we go again. And meanwhile, I'm just trying to say, hey, let's do the Kit Boga, the purple gorilla wave. Even that won't come up for me here. There we go. Some people are much better at that part of that than I am. 30 years of broadcasting, huh, pal? But this is a different animal. We got 22 players in. Am I in? The answer is no. I'm going to get out of sequence on this. Exclamation point play. And this time I'll use the Buster Beaver. That gets us to 23. So I'm going to go through the list of players. If you want in for this next game and you're not in, you should take action right now with exclamation mark play in chat to get in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. For the winner, prize a Forsaken camo card, plus an item from the NashvilleLou collection, a promotional item that you can use in that bounty block that I've got linked in chat. Just went live earlier tonight. Grand prize at Nessie Storm Scale Mint number 69 for one lucky winner. And the more NashvilleLou or the NashvilleLou collection promo items you have that you, if you happen to be done with them or you didn't want them to begin with, now's your chance to burn them. Makes it quite easy, and it gives you a chance to increase your odds of winning. A win-win. So we got 24 players. Let's go through this list, and we'll get to this next game of Twitchy Tides. We got Cesaro NLV, Cabinara, Azile, Viper Czar, Poppenstalk, Ostrich, Flower, Jess Tony, Dave Ira, Zach Bonifer, Terran Lore, Buzz King, Random King, Chucky, Too High, Notorious Ninja, Tricky Creates, Bonnie T, Musical Man, BG Dub, Parrots, me, NashvilleLou, that Buster Beaver, DeBoer JS, Young Wei, we got Tricky Chicky in, and that gets us to 25. It's talking about the Nessie Storm Scale. That's what Tricky Chicky has there. Gets us to 25. So Tricky Creates saying that, yeah, that's the plan for taking this all the way into the Consumer Break show. Consumer Break does a great job. Plus, he's in the West Virginia, and after I had two different runs at WSAZ television on the Charleston, Huntington, West Virginia market. So I know a lot of the places he talks about there, and it's always fun to hear how things are going. It's been a while since I've been up there. I've got a lot of friends, people I know from early in my career, I'll be forever grateful for that opportunity I got at WSAZ in 1999. They let me run the entire morning show by myself. Like, I had a 2-hour morning show. I was 6 months out of college, and they trusted me with it. And so that you don't get those opportunities all the time, but it worked out. And so years later, when I got back into TV for a little bit, I had another run there. And so fun memories. All right, so 25 players in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. If I happen to win, prize goes to second place. And this 7th game of the broadcast on this Tides Tuesday begins as Captain John Parakeet gets in for 26. It begins now. Good luck. So 26 players. That depth charge took out 4 men. That's unusual. That was a tough depth charge. Parrot, Buzz King, Notorious Ninja, and Kyung Wei. You never know what to expect in a given game of Twitchy Tides. Debo the Shark chomps away, takes out Cesaro, NLV, and Chucky. Down to 20. But I really like the idea of riding it all the way into Consumer Break show. So that should be a lot of fun coming up on Wednesday. So Big Worm that hook. Azil's out. DeBoer JS. Dave Ira. All eliminated. We're down to 17. That scales command that Tricky Chicky is using right there, that Nessie storm scale, hence the scales command. But I thought it was a really clever idea to have something where it's like an exclusive where you can only get it from the Scurvy Bot pulls or the secondary market, but to get them directly from Twitchy Tides, you got to get them from a pull. Like, that is the sort of thing I envisioned years ago with Wax and Twitch, and it's finally happening. I'm so happy about it. You have no idea. I'm thrilled about it. And it's with Twitchy Tides making it happen. I got taken out there by Big Worm with that hook. More than half the field is out. We're down to 12. Hoppenstock and Ostrich also out. And now, taking the low road, it's Debo taking out Tricky Chicky and Random King. We're down to 10. So a top 10 finish for the remaining players. But as always, that question, who's going to be the winner? And it's Debo. Debo going left to right. Finally taking out 2 high along with Cabanara. We're down to 8. I agree, Tricky creates. He deserves all that success. Breakman does. He's brought a lot of people together in the world of wax gaming and streaming. He managed to cut through a lot of the nonsense and the tribalism that might exist for those games that are still around. Tricky creates and Zach Bonifer taken out by Debo the Shark. We're down to 6. So back tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, with Warsake and Blitz taking on Boss Baby. We'll have Twitchy Tides games in between those games of Warsake and Blitz. Depth charge. Zach Bonifer's out. Taryn Lure's out. Viper Czar's out. Down to the final 4. Jess Tony. Musical Man. BG Dub and Flower. And it's Pink Felicia zapping Jess Tony and Flower. Down to the final 2. It's BG Dub and Musical Man. The last 2. I'm gonna take a sip of water. Pink Felicia bearing down a Musical Man who barely gets away. What escape! The battle continues. Musical Man and BG Dub, the last 2. Cannonball going down Broadway right to left, but over the heads of both remaining players. Depth charge. That's going to take out Musical Man, and that's the game. So congratulations. BG Dub gets the dub, as in the win, the W, here in Twitchy Tides. Congratulations to BG Dub. So for 2 high on up, a top 10 finish, all the way to number 1, and your winner, BG Dub. And just like that, we're back open for our next game of Twitchy Tides. Exclamation mark play in chat gets you in for this 8th game of the broadcast. Later this hour, we'll be giving away another Twitchy Tides Series 4.1 pack. We'll have 2 more to give away in our 3rd hour. We get to 1 a.m. Eastern, we'll do a raid over to Cartman Bra. He's going to go into the night. Eventually do a raid over to Tricky Creates, or I can tell you about it, or I can show you. You can go ahead and get into this next game of Twitchy Tides with ! Play in chat. That streamer lineup, it started at 5 a.m. Eastern this morning, U.S. time, with NFT, Nailer One, with the online in, Twitchy Tides TV, Las Vegas Ape, who organizes this, does a great job with it. Welsh NFT, we had Kitty make her debut, which was great. MJ Owns You, awesome show as always. Then here we are live with me and you, and the rest of us with Cartman Bra, waiting at 1 a.m. Eastern. Well, it's ! Play in chat to get into this next game of Twitchy Tides. And this is my #1 show here on Twitch. It's Tides Tuesday. People love this. They'll hop on that Tides Tuesday train early on, and they'll ride all day, all night. And for some of them, they're going to clear into that consumer break show with Breakman coming up. It'll be roughly 1 p.m. Eastern, thereabouts. I think from what Las Vegas Ape was saying earlier, that if consumer break goes earlier than expected, they'll be able to call an audible, as it were, and get everybody over there. So it's ! Play to get into this next game of Twitchy Tides. We've got 10 people in for this next game. I invite you to join me tomorrow or later today, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 0000 UTC, so midnight Greenwich Mean Time, where I'll have Warsaken Blitz. I'll be taking on Boss Baby and some Warsaken Blitz games. And for everybody watching, we'll have Twitchy Tides games in between those. That worked out so well when I streamed against Cartman Bra late last month. It's by far the most effective proof of concept for me of Warsaken Blitz as a spectator sport. When you mix it with Twitchy Tides, at least that first time around with Cartman Bra worked out really well. So we'll see how that goes. That's Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, here on NashvilleLou Live. And then at some point, probably not too far after that, maybe next week, maybe sometime soon, we'll just like a home and home series. We'll do one her way. We may have double live, may have me live on audio if we can get that figured out technically. I've noted this a few times, but it warrants repeating that every time I live stream, it seems, I appreciate more and more the talented broadcast engineers I worked with early in my broadcasting career, both radio and television. Because when you've got to handle the technical stuff and you're live, it can be challenging. Especially when we're talking about multiple audios, trying to get things synced up, making sure it's entertaining and keeping the pace that I want. But I tell you what, you can stream anything from Fortnite to NCAA Football 14 to The Sims 3 to practically any game that doesn't need a delay. And include Twitchy Tides with it. And as long as people know that you got Twitchy Tides going on, they'll be glad to stay and watch and play. It's really something. People love Twitchy Tides. And rightly so. It's great fun. We got 22 players in. Cartman Bra, what's up? Do the read over to you in about an hour and a half. I'll say hello. I'm not going to try. I tried to respond with an emoji or emote or whatever in the OBS studio chat. And it did not function well for me. So I'll spit hello. So we got Tides Tuesday again next week, 10 p.m. Eastern. And with that Swanee Tigers men's lacrosse schedule, only have one conflict as far as Tuesdays go, and that's not until April. So nothing to worry about on that for the short term. And of course, a chance to win that Nessie Storm Scale mint number 69. That's the grand prize of the bounty block. I just launched it earlier today. NashvilleLou.com/contest. I'll get you there. There's links that show up in chat periodically. So you should be hearing about that. Hopefully I'll have that for a consumer break show tomorrow. I'll post that over in his Discord. So hopefully Breakmail will get me in the mix on that. I'll have a couple of weeks to spread the word. And then for one lucky winner, the grand prize, that Nessie Storm Scale mint number 69. So we got 22 players in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. Let's take down this overlay. I'll join as well with exclamation point play in chat. I'll go with the Rainbow Soul, the Catfish. So for this next game, the prize is a Warsaken camo card, plus an item from the NashvilleLou collection, a promotional item you can use. At this bounty block contest doubles as a burn event for some of my promotional items. And those promo items, I mean, I have multiples of those, gotten those from where I've sent to other streamers and they've had them in their Scurvy bots. I don't have Scurvy bots set up here at this point. When the time is right and it makes sense, I think we can do that and have a lot of fun, but not yet. Because I can't really unring that bell once we go with it. But a chance to win right here. We got 24 players, and we got Jess Tony, Captain John Parakeet, Notorious Ninja, Musical Man, Chucky, Cabinara, JR since 82, hello, Viper Czar, Azile, Unmata, Tricky Chicky, Fonny T, Walk the Grid, Zach Bonifer, Pop and Stalk, Cesaro NLV, Parrot 314, CMC Ski, BG Dub, Cartman Bra, Dave Ira, me, NashvilleLou with the Rainbow Soul, the Catfish, Buzz King, Kyung Wei. 24. Random King is in to give us 25 players. So if I win, that first place prize goes to the second place finisher. In this 8th game of the broadcast on this Tides Tuesday, 26 with Ostrich getting in. This next game begins now. Good luck. Took a half second to get going there. It finally revved up and went, and right away, I'm out. Right away, Cannonball's like, all right, pal. We're giving you the hook early. So I'm out, Parrot's out, JR since 82 is out, down to 23. Oh, by the time you got on, people had stockpiled. Yeah, I mean, it's, from a planning standpoint, it's interesting. You never know what to expect sometimes with some of it. Cannonball takes out Random King. Tricky Chicky. Captain John Parakeet down to 18. Debo the Shark chomping away. Pop and Stalk is out. So is Kyung Wei. We're down to 16. Pink Felicia sneaking into that bottom left part of the screen. Zapped Unmata and Walk the Grid. We're down to 14. Depth charge. That gets Musical Man and BG Dub. Down to a dozen. You can see Big Worm has that hook. It's hiding there in that coral on the bottom right side. It's going to get Cartman Bra and Notorious Ninja, so we're down to 10. That means the top 10 finish for the remaining players. And who's going to be the winner? Cannonball. Cannonball takes out Viper Czar and Zach Bonifer. We're down to 8. Pink Felicia zaps Jess Tony. Also zapping Cabinara, so we're down to 6. For later this hour, we'll be giving away a Series 4.1 pack from Twitchy Tides. Buzz King's out, down to 5. We'll have 2 more to give away in our next hour as well. So 3 packs to give away between now and 1 a.m. Eastern. Cannonball again, that one takes out Fonny T. And we're down to the final 4. It's Dave Ira, CMC Ski, Azile, and Ostrich. The hook from Big Worm takes out Dave Ira. Down to 3. Ostrich, CMC, Azile. Debo, it's Debo the Shark. Going right to left up top. Debo chomps away, takes out Azile. We're down to 2. It's Ostrich and CMC, the last 2. See that depth charge, right side of the screen. Ostrich hits the depth charge, and that's the game. So congratulations, CMC, with the victory here in this 8th game of the broadcast. So for Viper Czar on up, it's a top 10 finish. All the way to number 1 and your winner. CMC 1, 2, 3. All right, back open for our next game of Twitchy Tides. And this next game, it's going to be with a pack on the line. So the winner of this next Twitchy Tides game is going to win a Series 4.1 Twitchy Tides pack. And remember, we'll have 2 more to give away in our next hour as well. I'm going to take my hourly break now. Get one, usually take 1 per hour here on NashvilleLou Live. It'll be about a 5-minute break. On the other side of that break, this next Twitchy Tides game, where the winner gets a Series 4.1 pack. It's Tides Tuesday, NashvilleLou Live. Stay tuned. right, coming back from break, it's NashvilleLou Live. It's Tides Tuesday. Love Tides Tuesday. Got 19 players in for this next game. Let me take the overlay down. Make it at 20, soon to be at least 21. I'll join with exclamation mark play. I'll use Flow. Flow is one of the Series 4 rare fish. Her special command is Bubble. Sometimes is valuable in providing protection against the opponents. Those enemies trying to take out the fish. That's the way it works. I never really explained how it worked with Twitchy Tides. We just kind of play. I mean, it's about as straightforward as it gets. Like a battle royal, you try to be the last one left. You and other fish, and fish is a very loose term as far as other aquatic life. You can have everything from birds to beavers to even submarines with boxing gloves, and many others. All right, so 24 players in right now. If you want in and you're not in yet, now's your chance. Do so right away with exclamation mark play in chat. The winner of this next game wins a Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 pack, plus a promotional item from the NashvilleLou collection. You can use that. And the burn events elements of that bounty block, that giveaway, got it linked in chat there. NashvilleLou.com/contest takes you right to that bounty block. That just started earlier today. And for the winner will be the mint number 69 of Nessie Storm Scale. The prize people can look forward to potentially winning. And that I haven't run a bounty block since 2023, so seeing how this goes. If this goes as well as I hope and anticipate that it might, then we might really kick it up a notch, depending on how it goes. We'll see. So let's go through this list of participants. We got Musical Man, Notorious Ninja, Azile, Jess Tony, Kyong Wei, BG Dub, Parrots, Buzz King, DeBoer JS, Pop and Stock, Chucky, Cabinara, Master A's, Fonny T, Zach Bonifer, Deathlord, hello, Boar Slayer, Cartman Bra. We'll be doing a raid at Cartman a little more than an hour from now. Tricky Chicky, Cesaro NLV, SDME123, Random King, me, NashvilleLou with the Flow Fish, Las Vegas Apes in the house. Hey, Vegas. Got Jamie Penguins, Dave Ira. So 26 players. Remember, the winner gets a Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 pack, and an item from the NashvilleLou collection that you can use immediately if you're so inclined. And that bounty block. Try and see if you can be the one that comes away the grand prize winner with that Nessie Storm Scale mint number 69. The 26 players, if I happen to win, prize goes to second place. Sure, my notes, I've got it ready to indicate pack in not quotation marks, but in parentheses. Lest I forget later. Important the right prizes go to the proper people. That's the key part of this. 26 players. And this next game of the broadcast begins now with a pack on the line. Good luck. It's Tides Tuesday here on NashvilleLou Live. A cannonball takes out Tricky Chicky, then gets sent back in the other direction. Hartman Bra with that Lambo making it rain. Meanwhile, Cannonball takes out 4 Slayer, Kyong Wei, and Azile. We're down to 22. Cannonball going down Broadway gets stopped right at the midpoint. With damage done. Azile, Fonny T, the latest out. We're down to 21. Las Vegas Ape going for that grub splode. Look out. Got a shark up top, taking out Chucky. The explosion, was it a swerve? Was it a no-go? Is it like a NASA launch where it gets called off, gets scrubbed at the last minute? The bird flies in or something? A broadcaster response. I'll be calling men's lacrosse coming up in a few weeks. I appreciate that, Jamie. Thank you. Calling Swanee Tigers men's lacrosse games for a few years now. Big Worm with a hook. Dave Ira is out. Bonnie T. Cartman Bra as well, the latest out. We're down to 20. I'm going to have a really busy weekend in mid-February. I'll have several to call. I'm not sure if it'll be as many as I had to call last year, but it's in Nashville, West Nashville. That should be fun. It's a challenge, but hoping my voice will hold up. We'll see. Get back into more practice with broadcasting. Depth charge. Jamie Penguins and Cesaro both out, down to 16. Depth charge takes out Cabanara and Jess Tony. We're down to 14. It is fun. I love getting to drive up there because it's a much higher elevation than the Nashville area, despite being about 75, 80 miles. About an hour and a half drive. Depending on traffic, I-24 can be fickle. We're down to a dozen. Up top, Cannonball takes out My Fish. We're down to 11. And essentially, I got the gig initially because they desperately needed somebody to call an NCAA tournament game. Like, they had to have an announcer. So, like, oh, Lou. I was like, I've never seen this sport in person. I've watched it on TV for years. BG Dub and Master A's are out. We're down to 9. Everybody left has a top 10 finish locked in place. So I did my best on like 3 days' notice, or even less than that, to call that NCAA game. And they liked me enough to bring me back for 2023, and then last year, and then again for this season. Big Worm with a Hook. Chucky's out. Buzz King's out. We're down to 7. Like NCAA level, college level men's lacrosse, they can actually do some hitting. They hit hard in safe places. So it's very physical, but it's just like you have certain inherent dangers with any sport, but I tell you, it's a lot of fun to call. Depth charge being spun around like a roulette wheel. Finally, hit 0 on that for Parrott. We're down to 4. Death Lord, Las Vegas Ape, Pop and Stalk, and Kyung Wei, the final 4. Down to 2 as Pop and Stalk and Death Lord are taken out. It was either going to be Las Vegas Ape or Kyung Wei winning this Series 4.1 Twitchy Tides pack. Who's it going to be? Las Vegas Ape going for a grub splode. What a twist. It happens. Yo, Sensei Bullrock, hello. Kyung Wei gets the win. Las Vegas Ape with a grub splode took himself out, and Kyung Wei gets the pack. Congratulations. If I could type properly, I have this in my notes. So Kyung Wei 8-5 wins that Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 pack. Many thanks to Pop Paragon. Personally gave me these packs to give away. Take it very seriously when somebody gives me something to give away. You're very judicious about it. We'll have 2 more of those packs to give away in our next hour as well. So something to look forward to coming up in our 3rd hour this Tides Tuesday for my portion of it. So for the top 10 finishers, pull it down properly here. So for Master A's on up, a top 10 finish. All the way to number 1 and your winner, Kyung Wei 85. That was if I clicked the extra button there. Exclamation mark play will get you into this next game of Twitchy Tides. Hey, am I dead? How do I... You won. Congratulations. Let's see if I can spell congratulations here in this chat box. Yeah, close enough. Gig NFT, hello. Greetings and welcome. It's NashvilleLou Live. Yo to Sensei and chat. Trying to scroll up here, and I really have to find a better interface, and this is on me for not doing it. And for as much as I might gripe, though, from time to time about OBS Studio, it's free. And it allows me to broadcast to the world. The novelty of that still hasn't worn off for me, even after years of having it now. Just because for the longest time that wasn't the case. If you wanted to broadcast, you had to get into the broadcasting business. I had to went to college at WUEV Radio. That was part of the draw, was getting to actually get some actual live reps in. Now for people, if they want to put the time in, young people that are really into whatever broadcasting field, that's whether it's live streaming or sports or whatever, there's a lot more you can do independently. So we've got 15 people in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. Good morning, Pre-Frog Nada. Greetings and welcome, everybody. It's Tides Tuesday here on NashvilleLou Live. I'm going to be back tomorrow or later today, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern start time. 0000 UTC. So midnight Greenwich Mean Time. It'll be about a 2-hour broadcast as I take on Boss Baby in Warsaken Blitz. And we're going to have Twitchy Tides games in between those games of Blitz for the audience to have a way to interact. Everybody gets to play with Twitchy Tides. Even if you don't have a wax wallet, you want to play for fun. It's !play. The game will assign you a fish, and you can play for fun. So everybody gets to play. And I think that's one of the low-key, very helpful things with Twitchy Tides as far as not making people feel like, well, I don't have a wax wallet, so I feel like I can't take part. And then maybe I'm not even interested in watching because I can't play. And then you lose people that way. With this, if you want to play, you get to play. As long as you're not banned. Only a few people banned. What's more is that anybody can potentially live stream with Twitchy Tides. And I tell you what, at some point, we're going to reach a certain moment where there's going to be a tipping point with people here on Twitch that are talented broadcasters, perhaps, or have some things that would be of interest that they could get an audience. And they're going to figure out with Twitchy Tides, they can help build that audience. And once that really starts to hit, I think it's going to really take off even more than it already has. And this is my #1 show here. I love this. We've got 16 people in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. We've got Nessie Storm Scale, mint number 69. That's the grand prize for the bounty block. The giveaway, it's linked in chat, pinned to the top. Just launched it earlier today. It's going to go for a couple of weeks. A lot of stuff that doesn't cost anything to do, social media stuff. And then if you have some promotional items from the NashvilleLou collection, if you would rather not have them anymore, just want to utilize them for the event, that's why I've been giving them away to have reserved for potential use for the future. And here we are. The future is finally now with this. Ideas I've had for years, I'm finally getting to implement the way I want to. I'm so happy about it. And a big part of that is Twitchy Tides. So back tomorrow, Warsaken Blitz, 7 p.m. Eastern, 0000 UTC, taking on Boss Baby. I have several Twitchy Tides games over the course of that 2 hours or so. And then, of course, Tides Tuesday back next week. And it's an all-day event that has become a multi-day event. This is going to keep on chugging along this train that is Twitchy Tides and Tides Tuesday. I'll pull the slate up for a moment to show you. You can still see the fish there in that small box in the corner. We'll get the big box there in a moment, but to show you the streamer lineup. We've been going since 5 a.m. Eastern. My voice sounds like it was going since 5 a.m. Eastern, but not the case. A lot of different streamers in the mix. And it's going to continue. It's not just going to end whenever Cartman Braw's wrapping up. Cartman's got it's some long spans here for this, the next few shifts. Cartman Braw's got a 5-hour spot there, 1 to 6 a.m. Eastern. But there are people around the world that love this game. So just because it's overnight in the U.S., that doesn't mean anything. Like, I would estimate about half my audience, if not even more, for Tides Tuesday is international. I mean, this isn't just conjecture. This is seeing is believing with the evidence. It is not just 1 or 2 countries, but it's a whole bunch. It's a wonderful thing. So we've got 22 players in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. We hit midnight Eastern. We get hour number 3 of my portion of Tides Tuesday. It's NashvilleLou Live. I'm your host, Lou Pickney. 22 players in for this game. Later this hour, we'll be giving away 2 Twitchy Tides Series 4.1 packs. I'll get into this next game with ! Play. We'll go with that Rainbow Soul the Catfish. This 10th game of the broadcast, prize for the winner is a Warsaken camo card, plus an item from the NashvilleLou collection. You can use that in that bounty block right away if you wanted to burn it and get the points. Increase your odds of potentially getting the grand prize win and coming away with that Nessie Storm Scale number 69. Mint number 69 to be precise. 24 players in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. Let's go through the list of players. We've got Gig NFT, Jamie Penguins, Jess Tony, BG Dub, Cabanara, Chucky, Kyung Wei, Cartman Bra, SDME123, Pop and Stalk, Dave Ira, Flantality, hello, Notorious Ninja, Fonny T, Tree Frog Nada, Cesaro NLV, Unmada, Azile, Zach Bonifer, Random King, Parrot 314, me, NashvilleLou with that rainbow soul the catfish, Stickfig 101, Brazen Blake, and Ostrich. 25 players. If I win, the prize goes to second place. And this 10th Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast on this Tides Toes Day begins now. Good luck. Took a half second to get going there, but here we go. With this 10th game, and right away a depth charge takes out Cabanara. Early on, we're down to 24. Pink Felicia zaps Kyong Wei. Also takes out Notorious Ninja. We're down to 22. But presume you've got the computer to handle it. This is a very easy game to live stream. You don't have to do it the way I do. And people make this game their own with Twitchy Tides. It's a lot of fun. Free Frog Nada's out, Stickfig's out, Cartman Bra taken out with that depth charge. We're down to 19. Less than an hour away from that 1 a.m. Eastern raid that we've got slated to go over to Cartman Bra stream. Taking us into the night U.S. time as that cannonball comes ripping through, taking out Jamie Penguins, Chucky, and Flantality. Down to 14. Depth charge takes out Pop and Stalk along with Unmada. More than half the field is out. We're down to a dozen. See that hook from Big Worm on the Twitchy Tide sign. It's going to get Brazen Blake. No further damage caused, but we're down to 11. Again, Big Worm, that hook on the sign. It got dealt with, though. That boost command from Jess Tony with that Rocco. That's a Series 4 rare fish. A blue sub with the blue boxing gloves. Depth charge is going to get Fonny T and Zach Bonifer. We're down to 9, so a top 10 finish for the remaining players. But who's going to be the winner? Pink Felicia zaps Gig NFT along with Jess Tony. We're down to 7. Cannonball. That Cannonball takes out Ostrich, SDME, and me. So we're down to the final 4. It's Dave Ira, Random King, BG Dub, and Parrot. Cannonball misses everybody. Usually when a cannonball misses, it's very high or very low, but that one, pretty close to the middle, but missing everybody. So for the moment, the remaining 4 still in the mix. But here comes Pink Felicia. Wanting to change that. Pink Felicia bearing down on Random King, makes the zap. And we're down to 3. It's Dave Ira, Parrot, and BG Dub, the last 3. Depth charge eliminates Dave Ira, and we're down to 2. Parrot. A slow ride on the top row. And BG Dub. Debo the Shark, going down Broadway, right to left down the middle. BG Dub gets just enough of an angle out of that top quarter to get around Debo. The battle continues. We began with 25, we're down to 2. Again, it's Debo. Parrot freezes, but that ends up being problematic as Debo chomps away, and that's the game. BG Dub gets the victory here in game number 10. Second win of the broadcast for BG Dub. All right, so for Zach Bonifer on up, a top 10 finish, all the way to number 1. I even got in on it, number 5, but at number 1, your winner, BG Dub, victorious. And just like that, back open for our next game of Twitchy Tides with exclamation point play in chat. Later this hour, we'll be giving away 2 Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 packs. We've given away 2 already thus far. Of course, prizes will be sent out shortly after the conclusion of the broadcast, so if you won earlier, please keep that in mind. They'll be sent out in the order they were won. Those fulfillments shortly after this broadcast comes to a close. But of course, just because I come to a close at top of the hour doesn't mean Tides Tuesday's wrapping up. Anything but that. Look at the slate real fast. It's got the Tides Tuesday streamer lineup. We start at 5 a.m. Eastern with NFT Dealer, to the online end, to Twitchy Tides TV, to Las Vegas Ape, to Welsh NFT, to Kitty making her debut, to MJ Owns You, to me here live. But you notice there's names below mine, not just one. We got Cartman Brought 1 a.m. Eastern. He'll take us 5 hours into the night to 6 a.m. Eastern. That's where Tricky Creates is going to be in. And then Las Vegas Ape. And then finally doing a raid into the Consumer Break show. Breakman did a very good job building an audience in that Wednesday early afternoon U.S., East Coast at least, time slot. I love being part of Tides Tuesday. Of course, that Nessie Storm Scale, that mint number 69 grand prize for the bounty block. It's pinned in chat. The link to that, NashvilleLou.com/contest, takes you right there to the bounty block. Been very busy the last few weeks working on my new NFLDraftProfiles.com website. Even earlier today, doing some prep work for the broadcast and put some time in adding some new profile listings to the site. Back tomorrow/later today, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, taking on Boss Baby in Warsaken Blitz. We're going to have Twitchy Tides games in between those games of Warsaken Blitz. The format worked really well when I utilized it against Cartman Bra near the end of last month, and now finally some more time to do this. So looking forward to that. Finally getting to play Boss Baby. We've been trying to, for a while now, to sync up, and it's finally going to happen. That's tomorrow/later today. It's Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 0000 UTC, here on NashvilleLou Live. And of course, back next Tuesday with Tides Tuesday, the weekly event, more than just a day-long event. And yet the demand isn't wavering. People love Twitchy Tides. So I will have some broadcasting obligations with what I talked about a little bit earlier, the men's lacrosse broadcast for Swanee Tigers, men's lacrosse. But aside from the April Fool's Day broadcast that Tuesday, that kind of random Tuesday game they've got, it'll be smooth sailing for me as far as Tides Tuesday goes with my broadcast schedule. Look, when you're doing the gig, you're going to make those gigs. You're going to show up. You're going to call those games. The way it goes. And luckily it's worked out here where, for the most part, it shouldn't be a problem as far as Tides Tuesday goes. We've got 17 players in for this next game. You can join the list by typing !play in chat. I had fun with the game NBA Jam. And that's not exactly a long-form game you're going to stream all the time, but I never tried it here on stream. I had some clips that entertained me. When I get that out of a broadcast, I'll take it. Got 18 people in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. Got Lulu up there. I think I'm going to keep Lulu up there in the mix. Lulu's my unofficial mascot of sorts here on NashvilleLou Live. We got a similar name. You got a cool sounding special command with Dream. It's a winner. I'll take the overlay down. We're up to 19 now. All joined with exclamation mark play in chat. I've got, it's a different Nessie than the one that mint number 69 that's going to the grand prize winner of my bounty block that I've got linked in chat. It's a different Nessie. This one says there's not an ability, but in reality, it has the Scales ability, which visually looks similar to the Snowstorm command, if you're familiar with that with the Ray reindeer fish from late last year. All right, so let's go through this list of players here for this next game, this 11th game of the broadcast. The winner will receive a Warsaken camo card, plus a promotional item from the NashvilleLou collection, which you can use in that bounty block contest. Give yourself an even better chance of winning if you choose to burn it there. Up to 21 players now. We got Cesaro NLV, Jess Tony, BG Dub, JR since 82, Cabanara, Notorious Ninja, Zach Bonifer, Cartman Bra. We'll be doing a raid to Cartman in less than an hour. Lot DS6, Tree Frog Nada, Kyung Wei, Viper Czar, Las Vegas Ape. Let's get that grub again. That grub explosion out of the final two before. That was quite the moment. RCPA DG, Fonny T, SDME 123, me, NashvilleLou. Got that Nessie Storm Scale. Also, Master A's, Ashik Chan, Ostrich 99, Parrot 314, and Azile. So in total, 22 players. If I win, that first place prize goes to the second place finisher. And this 11th game of the broadcast begins now. Good luck. It's Tides Tuesday here on NashvilleLou Live. And it's Big Worm with a hook, taking out Cartman Bra, taking out Azile, down to 20. A baby shark party triggered by Kyung Wei. Keep in mind, because of the copyright monsters with music, with audio, I'm very hesitant about what I do and don't allow here on stream with that. And now it's Debo the Shark sneaking in on that bottom left side. Ashik Chan is out. So is Parrot. Down to 18. We've got two more of those Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 packs to give away between now and top of the hour. Your chance to win's coming up. I think Viper Czar just helped me out there with that Radiance command. My Nessie, my dragon, was heading right that way. Sometimes those anti-opponent commands so the other fish can bail you out. Game with 22, we're down to 18. We run off the enemies altogether. Now finally, Pink Felicia went right to left, zapping Viper, Czar, and Ostrich. We're down to 16. Depth charge out of nowhere takes out Kyung Wei and Fonny T. Down to 13. Cannonball. That Cannonball takes out Fonny T. Or Fonny T was already out. It takes out Cesaro NLV, Tree Frog Nada, RCPA DG. We're down to the final 10, so a top 10 finish for everybody in there, but who's going to be the winner? Cannonball takes out Master A's and Lot DS6, and we're down to 8. A kapow for Debo the Shark. Jess Tony. A boost command. Now it's Pink Felicia. Zapping my fish along with Jess Tony. We're down to 6. It's Twitchy Tides here on NashvilleLou Live. I'm hoping that sometime soon we'll finally get to be able to choose Twitchy Tides as a category here on Twitch. I asked nicely. That's all I can do, really. SDME is out. So is Las Vegas Ape. That Cannonball moving too fast. Down to the final 4. It's Cabanara, Notorious Ninja, Zach Bonifer, and BG Dub. Now it's a cannonball. That cannonball takes out Cabanara, and we're down to 3. Depth charge. That knocks out Zach Bonifer. We're down to the final 2. It's BG Dub and Notorious Ninja. The last 2. Here comes Debo. Debo the Shark. Near ground level. BG Dub should be okay. Notorious Ninja going slow enough that no risk of colliding with Debo, at least that time. So we began with 22. We're down to the final 2. Here in Twitchy Tides, cannonball that takes out Notorious Ninja, and that's the game. So congratulations, BG Dub, back-to-back wins here on NashvilleLou Live. BG Dub got the win in game number 10. BG Dub gets the win here. Game number 11. Also had a win in game number 7. That's 3 out of the last 5. Not too shabby. So for the top 10 finishers, it's Master A's on up. I got it in there at number 8. Up at number 1, you're a winner. Again, it's BG Dub. Back open now for our next game of Twitchy Tides, game number 12. You can get in by typing !play in chat. Remember, we still have 2 more of those Twitchy Tides Series 4.1 packs to give away later this hour. And once we get to 1 a.m. Eastern, at that point we'll be ready to do a raid over to Cartman Bra. Going into the night U.S. time. Good chance for me to bring the slate up real fast, show you that Tides Tuesday schedule. Started at Tuesday, 5 a.m. Eastern. It's going to run all the way to Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern. That's right. Longer than ever. The fans demanded more. So we're going to have that. It's not going to end when Carbon Bra comes to a conclusion. You got 5 hours. Got a long shift. But time, I mean, at least for me, time just flies when I stream this game. It's really something. Tricky Creates will follow in Las Vegas Ape. Will take us all the way to Consumer Break Show. Breakman, we'll be talking about Charleston, West Virginia, and who knows what else in that show. Hopefully a lot of representation from the Twitchy Tides community. I'll be back Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 0000 UTC. I'll be taking on Boss Baby and Warsake and Blitz. We're going to have Twitchy Tides games in between those games of Blitz. For the audience, you're going to have stuff to do, chances to win. Should be a lot of fun. That worked out really well as a format when I used that against Cartman Bra when we played here on my stream near the end of last year. I've been wanting to play Boss Baby, looking forward to that. That's coming up here tomorrow, later today, 7 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday, 0000 UTC. You're on NashvilleLou Live. Here in this Tides Tuesday, we already got 4 people. 2 minutes, this lobby's open already. 14 people in, wanting to play. More opportunities to play, more opportunities to win. Because with Twitchy Tides, of course, what you see here on stream, at least from me, is primarily just these Twitch games. But there's a lot more to Twitchy Tides than just this. And that includes the daily treasure chest. Gotta make sure you log in and claim your treasure. And that incorporates Twitch live stream gameplay like what we have here. But also the Battle Bowls. Another fun part of it, along with staking. So 3 different elements. And as usual, it's some creativity. And keeping it interesting and engaging for the audience. That's what Twitchy Tides does. That's what Pop Paragon has done with this game. It is a winner. It has been absolutely what the Wax gaming world needed. The Wax chain in general needed something like this. I mean, we needed it in 2022. But you know what? That clock only moves in one direction. We're here now, and we've got it now. I can broadcast to the world from the comfort of my home. And again, for some people like, well, yeah, Lou, that's whatever. But I mean, if I were to go back and talk to myself as a senior in high school, go back 30 plus years, I mean, it would be difficult to comprehend. Like, well, how would they all get to see it? Well, I can't explain. Point being, for younger people that have grown up with this as a status quo, I don't think I can stress enough how wonderful it is to have this. And you can do whatever you want within the rules of the broadcast form, clearly. But as far as like what game you play, you're not answering to some program director. There's not some middle manager. There's not somebody in the office in the other city that's you just have to appease because the guy's a buffoon, but he's stuck in that job. You've all worked with somebody like that from one time or another, right? I mean, that's all part of it as well. You don't have to deal with here. Now, the flip side, if you're like me, I'm the one-man broadcast machine here, but as much as that might sound high and mighty, that means I got to fix everything that goes wrong, which includes the technical stuff. Even when it's the same settings you had in the prior broadcast, if you've done this at all, you probably have experienced it. Sometimes OBS Studio likes to pull pranks. That's one way to look at it, at least. Things sometimes don't work the way you expect them to. But yeah, it's what you make of it. Ultimately, that makes a pretty strong factor in the fun factor of it, as far as if you can still have fun with the broadcast even when things are kind of because I've been in some super high pressure, high stress control rooms. My early days in the TV business where I was telling a bunch of people who were twice my age or older what to do. Like, kid, you better be on target with that. This isn't, this is not college radio anymore. Suddenly I'm producing in a top 20 market. I'm 23 years old. How did this happen? In the Tampa market, it's even larger now. It's like number 11 now, Tampa St. Pete. Anyway, so 23 players in. Enough of me reminiscing. Let's take this overlay down. I'll join as well with exclamation mark play. This is not nearly as difficult as trying to time a 2-hour newscast, which I would have to time those to the second. Again, something not my strong suit, but you do what you have to with a gig. This time I'll use the flow fish. And that's one of those Series 4 rare fish. If you get a Twitchy Tides pack, you might pull a flow out. If so, lucky. You'd have a nice opportunity to have a really nice fish. But you can always blend up. There's other options. But I'm a fan of flow. So that's what we're going to use here. More specifically, what I will use here. So we got 24 players in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. For the winner of the prize, a Forsaken camo card, plus a promo item from the NashvilleLou collection that you can use right away in that new bounty block that just opened a few hours ago. And I've got set up. We've got a bunch of NashvilleLou collection promo items. You can really get some points and perhaps be the lucky winner of that Nessie Storm Scale Mint number 69, which is the grand prize of that bounty block. For this next game, we've got SDME123, BG Dub, Notorious Ninja, Viper Czar, Unmata, JR since 82, Jess Tony, Tabinara, Parrots, Bonnie T, Desaro NLV, Zach Bonifer, Tree Frog Nada, Cartman Bra, Dave Ira, Random King, DeBoer JS, Lot DS6, Captain John Parakeets, Smack Daddy, me, NashvilleLou with that flow fish, Penny Bags Jr., Master Ames, Jamie Penguins, Azile, and Kyung Wei with the Vape Ape. That's 26 players. If I win, prize goes to second place. This 12th game of the broadcast begins now. Good luck. It's Twitchy Tides. It's Tides Tuesday. Here on NashvilleLou Live. Remember, we'll be riding over to Cartman Bra, top of the hour. Looking forward to that. We'll go into the night U.S. time. It's not going to be over when Cartman Bra's over either. We'll talk more about that after this game. Cannonball takes out BG Dub, Tree Frog Nada, and My Fish. So we're down to 19. And it's Debo the Shark chomping away, taking out Cartman Bra, along with Lot DS6. We're down to 17. My next broadcast later today / tomorrow, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. 0000 UTC. Forsaken Blitz. I'll be taking on Boss Baby. First time ever. We'll have a bunch of Twitchy Tides games as well. Should be a lot of fun. Hope you'll join me for that. Dave Iris out along with Jess Tony. We're down to 14. Debo Devo chomped away, took out DeBoer JS, then got sent back in the other direction. But damage done, half the field is out. We're down to 13. That banana there, played by Kyung Wei with that vape ape. Get that 2-2 fish with the literal laser focus. Meanwhile, the low road taken there by that cannonball. Anmata, Viper Czar, and Pettybags Jr. are out. So if the remaining players have a top 10 finish, but who's going to be the winner? There's that cannonball taking out Master A's, Azile, and Fonny T. We're down to 7. Been a fast-paced game. Cannonball again. That one misses everybody. Big worm with a hook near that Twitchy Tide sign. That's going to get Notorious Ninja and catch Cabinar on the way out. Down to 5. Cannonball. There goes Random King. We're down to the final 4. We got the Doppler radar gimmick. 2-2, that spin move with the laser beams. I love it. Kyung Wei plays the banana with that vape ape. But it's Big Worm with a hook on that left side. It's going to take out Zach Bonifer, and we're down to 3. Parrots, Kyung Wei, Captain John Parakeet, the final 3. Cannonball. Parrots eliminated. Down to the final 2. Kyung Wei with the vape ape. And Captain John Parakeet. With one of those extra life fish that isn't Giggles. I forget the name offhand. There's a lot of fish. The hook from Big Worm, spin move by Kyung Wei, but that vape ape heading for the hook. He's got to get the hook, and that's the game. So congratulations, Captain John Parakeet. Victorious here in this 12th game of the broadcast. All right, so for Master A's on up, top 10 finishes. All the way to number 1 and your winner, Captain John Parakeet. Victorious. Back open now for our next game of Twitchy Tides. I'm going to go ahead now and take my hourly break, usually at most 1 per hour. The breaks I take here on NashvilleLou Live. I do. Some people go for hours and hours without it. If I do that, then I'll wake up with my neck and horrible pain and my voice. Perhaps there, perhaps not. It's going to be about a 5-minute break, but you're going to want to stick around. To the other side of this break, be giving away another Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 pack. We'll have a second to give away as well before the hour's over. We only got a half hour left, at least for my portion of it. Of course, we're going to go into the night with Cartman Bra. Taking this all the way to consumer break. Tuesday runs into Wednesday with Tides Tuesday. It's NashvilleLou Live. Back in just a few minutes. Your chance to win just ahead. Stay tuned. right, back on headset with you here, back from break. That was my last break of the broadcast. I'll be with you for the duration. We got 2 more Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 packs to give away between now and top of the hour. Seems we have about 26 minutes to go. Chop, chop. Let's get to it. Take the overlay down. We got 23 players, and if you're not in yet for this next game, and you want in, you should do so right now, right away, with exclamation mark play in chat. I used the Buster Beaver. I've got in the 3 spot. With your Twitchy team, you can set 5 different fish. Numbers 1 through 5. Makes it very convenient for quick access, especially if you're streaming. But for anybody, it's quite nice. If you're watching multiple streamers, want to use different fish, different streams, you can do so. All right, so let's go through this list of players for this next game of Twitchy Tides. The winner gets a Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 pack, plus an item from the NashvilleLou collection. Promo item. You can use it, burn it right away within the event with that bounty block that I have linked in chat. NashvilleLou.com/contest. Takes you right to it. 25 players, and let's go through this list of players, and we'll get to this game with a pack on the line. We've got Tree Frog Nada, Cabinara, Random King, RCPA DG, Lot DS6, Cartman Bra. We'll be raiding Cartman in less than a half hour. Bonnie T, Notorious Ninja, Jess Tony, Viper Czar, Poppenstalk, Parrots, Master A's, The Board JS, SDMA123, OG Daddy, BG Dub, Dave Ira, Azael, Cesaro NLV, me, NashvilleLou with a Buster Beaver, Young Wei, Zach Bonifer, Smack Daddy, Peter Force, and Hellacia Z. 26 players in for this next game. Parrot, thank you for the cheer. Thank you, thank you. Really appreciated. The cheer. Exclamation point. What's that, a tilde exclamation point? One of these. That's somebody else's gimmick. 26 players. If I win, the prize goes to second place. Winner gets a Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 pack. Item from the NashvilleLou collection. And this 13th game of the broadcast begins now. Good luck. It's Tides Tuesday here on NashvilleLou Live. Depth charge. Lot DS6 and BG Dub are out. Early on, we're down to 24 players remaining. And now it's Debo. Debo the Shark got sent back in the other direction. Zach Bonifer in that ghost command. Carmen Bra, thank you for the chair. Thank you, thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Looking forward to doing the raid over to Cartman at or about top of the hour. Meanwhile here, Cannonball. Waiting for the opponent, the next one to show up, and it did. With authority, taking out Viper Czar, Azael, and Zach Bonifer. We're down to 21. It's Twitchy Tides here on Tides Tuesday. NashvilleLou Live. Cannonball. The Board JS, Random King, and SDME123 are out. We're down to 18. Cannonball on the low road, taking out Tree Frog Nada, Jess Tony, and Smack Daddy, down to 15. Cannonball, again with that Cannonball. Fonny T, Cesaro, and Cartman Bra all taken out. More than half the field is out. We're down to a dozen. Cannonball's getting wound up there on the way out, but the damage done. And remember, later today, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, back with Twitchy Tides games, along with the Warsaken Blitz broadcast I'll have taken on Boss Baby. Should be fun. Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern here on NashvilleLou Live. We're down to 9 remaining, so it's a top 10 finish. The player's still in the mix, but who's going to be the winner? Who's going to get that pack? It won't be me. Would have been anyway, but it won't be. I'm out, so is Notorious Ninja. With those depth charges, you get that chain reaction sometimes, like what happened there. Meanwhile, look out for that depth charge being spun around. Look out for the spinner. Spun back on Parrot. We're down to 6. It was like a bad roll on roulette. Just takes everything. Rapak is on the line for the winner of this game. It's Pink Felicia. Pink Felicia zaps Hellacious Z. We're down to 5. Cannonball. That Cannonball takes out RCPA DG. We're down to the final 4. It's Poppinstock, Peter Force, Master A's, and Dave Ira. One of these 4 is going to win a pack. A Series 4.1 pack, but who's it going to be? Pink Felicia zaps Poppinstock and Peter Force. That's her maximum as far as the kills per crossing, the way I've got it set. It's down to the final 2. It's Master A's and Dave Ira. One of these 2 players is about to win a pack. Dave Ira, that Neon Leon using the flare command. Cannonball up high, misses both players. Cannonball hits Master Rays, and that's the game. So congratulations, Dave Ira, who won the very first game of the broadcast. Gets the victory here this time with a Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 pack on the line. So congratulations to Dave Ira on the victory here in the 13th game of the broadcast. So OG Daddy, I got in on as far as the top 10 finish, or the bottom part, but in nonetheless. Got it all the way up to number 1, and your winner, Dave Ira, victorious. That Neon Leon strikes again. Really good fish if you got it. All right, back open for our next game of Twitchy Tides. Exclamation point play in chat will get you into this 14th game of the broadcast. This next game, the prize is a Warsaken camo card and a promotional item from the NashvilleLou collection. You can use that promo item right away in that new bounty block that I have linked in chat. Giving away a Nessie Storm Scale mint number 69. In total, there'll be 5 winners of that bounty block. Be talking about it the next couple of weeks. It's like you have to immediately get in, but if you can get in now, lock in your spot. I was checking earlier. I meant to talk about this after the last break, but I got sidetracked by the broadcast. But I think there's more than 3,800 actions already been taken. People are getting in on this early and often. I love it. So somebody's going to win that Nessie Storm Scale mint number 69. With other prize packages as well, and other items being included in that for lucky players. So it's NashvilleLou.com/contest. And that just takes you right to the bounty block listing. So to reiterate, with this Tides Tuesday that's running into Wednesday, it's going to keep running into Wednesdays. Bring the slate back up here for a moment. You can still see the fish continuing to file in. And that small box in the corner. We'll go full screen with it again in a moment. And you can see the focus here. As far as that slate goes, that's Nessie Storm Scale. And mint number 69 of Nessie Storm Scale, of course, the grand prize of that bounty block. Looking at the Tides Tuesday lineup that started at 5 a.m. Eastern on Tuesday with NFT Dealer 1. Here we are now, starting to creep up on 1 a.m. Eastern Wednesday. And the fun's going to keep going with Cartman Bra, into Tricky Creates, into Las Vegas Ape. We're going to ride this train all the way to the Breakman, to Consumer Break. The demand is there. People want to play this game at all times. Seeing is believing, right? I got every one of these, the VOD sitting there. If anybody wants, if you want some really good full screen video, where it's not like because some people want to have it with other elements on screen, and you can customize it. You can do it the way you want to as a streamer. And I can tell you for many, many years in broadcasting, that is not the norm. So not only do you get to broadcast in the comfort of your home, if that's the way you got it set up, but you can do it your way. You're not answering to a program director, somebody with a bad idea, some owner wants to in the crazy old days of radio. Touch of genius, touch of madness kind of owners. Oh man, some really creative people. Anyway, you see a lot of that same kind of creativity that I saw in the world of radio in the 20 plus years ago in Tampa. But here with live streaming, we're a bit more open-ended as far as what you want to do and what you can do. Some people just want to do it every now and then for fun, and you can do that. Some have a bit more as far as the aspirations go. Got 18 players in for this next game. You can join the list by typing !play in chat. So back Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, so less than 24 hours from now. I'll have Warsaken Blitz. I'll be taking on Boss Baby and Warsaken. We're going to have Twitchy Tides games. Those Blitz games go pretty fast. We'll have Twitchy Tides games in between the Warsaken games. The format worked. It exceeded my expectations for the game I had, for the broadcast I had with Cartman Bra in late December. And so I'm looking forward to finally getting to play Boss Baby. And then we'll have it live on stream. We're going to have Twitchy Tides. It should be a great time. 7 p.m. Eastern start time. 0000 UTC. You Night Owls in Greenwich meantime. All right, 18 people in. Let's take this overlay down. I'll join as well. !play. Hey, Berm, just to get him out of the bot. Well, you got options. All right, !play, and let's go with Flow. When in doubt, go with Flow. Series 4 Rare Fish. So we've got 20 players in for this next game. The winner gets a Warsaken camo card plus promo item from the NashvilleLou collection. You can use in that bounty block. Again, last check, more than 3,800 as far as those individual entries, those categories that you can choose from. Stack up those points real fast. And between now and the end of it, I think we're going to have a lot of people in. Should be a good time. Somebody's going to get themselves that mint number 69 Nessie Storm Scale. All right, 21 players. Let me go through the list of participants. We'll get this next game going. We got Cartman Bra. We'll be rating here in about 15 minutes. Jess Tony, Brazen Blake, Kyung Wei, Random King, Parrot 314, Cabanara, Poppenstalk, Notorious Ninja, Zach Bonifer, Tree Frog Nada, Smack Daddy, Soul the Cat. Hey there, Cat. How you doing? Got back-to-back Rainbow Soul the Catfish with Cesaro NLV. From there, OG Daddy, Peter Force, me, NashvilleLou, with Flo, Azile, OP Influencer in the house. Hey there. RCPA DG, Pennybags Jr. 21 players. If I win, that first place prize goes to the second place player. And this 14th game of the broadcast begins now. Good luck. It's Tides Tuesday here on NashvilleLou Live. We'll have this game and then likely just one more. That last one's going to have a pack on the line, so you'll want to stick around for that. You'll want to stick around and take that ride over to Cartman Bra stream. That's going to start around top of the hour. We're taking Tides Tuesday to the break, man. We're going to Consumer Break Show. Hopefully have some talk on there about that bounty block I got set up. Depth Charge takes out Random King, Smack Daddy, down to 17. It's party time with Baby Shark. And again, I have the audio because of the copyright monster. I'm very cognizant of the risks that you run if you take those lightly, because they don't play fair. Down to 15. So that's why there's not the music to go with it. Some people use it and they have a great time with it, but I'm leery. It's in my first rodeo. Debo the Shark chomping away. Down to 13. Cabanara and OG Daddy eliminated. Freaking Debo man, says OG Daddy. And as if on cue, Debo returns, takes out Pennybags Jr. and Kyung Wei. We're down to 11. The hook from Big Worm takes out Cesaro, along with Brazen Blake, and we're down to 9. This is Twitchy Tides here on NashvilleLou Live on Tides Tuesday. It's going to go into Wednesday. Poppenstalk gets taken out by Big Worm with that hook. Down to 8. So it's a top 10 finish for the remaining players. Top 8 at this point, but only one can get the victory. Cannonball on the low side Takes out Cartman Bra. Takes out Notorious Ninja. Takes out Tree Frog Donna. We're down to 5. Depth charge. There goes my Flow Fish. I'm out. We're down to 4. Got OP Influence with that Consumer Break Turtle at Breakman we're talking about. Along with Azile. Soul the Cat. And Parrot doing that spin move right when I was trying to read the name. Meanwhile, Pink Felicia zaps Azile. Zaps OP Influencer. That's the maximum number of kills for Felicia in that crossing. So for now, we're down to 2. It's Soul the Cat with that Rainbow Soul the Catfish. Got possible 9 lives command. And you got Parrot. Possible boost command. Here comes Debo the Shark up top. Debo might miss both players. It looks that way. The battle continues. Soul the Cat with that Rainbow Soul the Catfish. And Parrot. Some pink on pink violence here with Pink Felicia heading towards Parrot. Inopportune time for a freeze, and that's the game. Congratulations to Cat. Soul the Cat gets the victory here in this 14th game of the broadcast. Right, so congratulations, Cat. You got the victory. For Brazen Blake on up, a top 10 finish. And all the way up to number 1, and your winner, Soul the Cat, with the victory here in Twitchy Tides. All right, so we're open for what will be the last game for my part of the broadcast with Tides Tuesday. Remember to do the raid over to Cartman Bra, top of the hour. I'll be back later today. Later Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 0000 UTC with Warsaken Blitz. If you're not familiar with Warsaken, you've heard me give away these cards. Maybe you don't know the game. Maybe you're brand new. You don't know any of this. The chance to learn how to play Warsaken Blitz, which is easy to play if you learn the categories. There aren't that many categories. The cards do the same thing, whether they're commons or those nice 24 karat gold or somewhere in between. But it's easy to learn. And for people that just want to play Twitchy Tides, we're going to have Twitchy Tides games in between those games of Blitz. So plenty of opportunities there. Should have a lot of fun with that. As I noted a little bit earlier, I was really happy. It exceeded my expectations with the broadcast with Warsaken Blitz against Cartman Bra. Now, I know it's not the most exciting thing for the person I'm playing with that because they're kind of having to sit there and wait for me to be ready for them. And so I'm kind of like it's a home and home series. Like I played Cartman on his stream that next week, and so I'll be playing Boss Baby later today, 7 p.m. Eastern, with Warsaken Blitz, and then we're going to do one her way, however she wants to set it up. With this particular format, I want to have this, it's like a proof of concept. It works really well against Cartman Bra. I think it's going to work great against Boss Baby. I think it'll work great against anybody, as long as they're there and able to play. We got Twitchy Tides in between those games of Blitz, so the audience is engaged. Again, there were scalability issues I ran into with Warsaken Blitz, which is why things have played out the way they have. But yeah, I'm so excited for that once Game Reward XP launches. Oh my goodness. We're going to really have things going. Until then, we're going to have some fun with it. We're having fun with Twitchy Tides. We got 14 players in with this last game of the broadcast. The winner of this next game, though, this last game, next and last for me, wins that Twitchy Tides Series 4.1 pack. We've already had 3 winners of Twitchy Tides packs earlier in this broadcast, and we'll have one more before we say goodbye and do the raid over. It's not really goodbye to this stream, but it's just taking the party to the next spot. And that's the thing with this Twitchy Tides train, this Tides Tuesday train. Jump on board with NFT Dealer at 5 a.m. on a Tuesday, and you just ride one to the next to the next. Different styles, different approaches, different energy levels, and yet a common shared love of Twitchy Tides and Tides Tuesday. I mean, this has just been an overwhelming success. 30 years of broadcasting. I've seen and heard a lot. And, okay, this doesn't compare to, like, hardcore high school football fans from my alma mater when I was calling those games for years. That's a different kind of thing. But for a game that's so new that's not even got a category here on Twitch yet, and here we are, knocking on the door, 1 a.m. Eastern. I got 72 people. Plus, that's probably even short me on the number here. Multi-stream viewers. We got a lot of people watching. People love Twitchy Tides. This time slot tends to be tough because a lot of people in Europe in Africa are asleep, haven't woken up yet. East Coast of the U.S. starts to go to bed. But Twitchy Tides defies the rules that I learned from consultants about, okay, some things the consultants told me from TV apply perfectly. From a pacing standpoint, yes, pacing, very important. But time slots and the perception of what is and isn't a good time slot, it's just different here compared to TV or radio. But it's a worldwide audience. The world is yours with this. We got 23 players in. So back later today, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, Forsaken Blitz taking on Boss Baby, first time ever. And we'll have Twitchy Tides games in between those games of Forsaken Blitz. Looking forward to that. Tons of lurkers. OG Daddy and OP Influencer note. Yes. And I welcome that. There are people that will listen that have no intention of playing. Because I'll post, especially with Tides Tuesday, I put the extra effort to put the word out. There are people like that only know of me very peripherally doing this with the live stream. They know me from the worlds of broadcasting or growing up in Nashville, from people that know me for decades. And so I post on Facebook. I do very little on Facebook, but people that know me for a long time. There's some that will see that and they'll just listen. They're not looking to play. They just want to listen, hear a nice chill stream, and we have fun with it. And that gets us to now. 23 players in for this last game of the broadcast, about 5 minutes out from raiding over to Cartman Bra. And there is a little bit of unpredictability with these Twitchy Tides games as far as how long a given game is going to last. Even when you've got it set however you might, because it's up to the streamer how you want to set it as far as how fast or slow, but even within that, the way a given game plays out, you never know for sure, so we'll give it a little extra time. With that in mind, we'll bring the overlay down. We've got 23 players, soon to be 24, because I'm getting in, with exclamation mark play. I'll use Buster Beaver to get us to 24. So for the winner of this last Twitchy Tides game of my portion of Tides Tuesday for this week, the prize is a Twitchy Tides Series 4.1 pack, plus a promo item from the NashvilleLou collection. You can use that and that new bounty block that I have linked in chat. NashvilleLou.com/contest will get you there. NashvilleLou.com/contest. If you've been in chat much at all, you've probably seen it. You've heard me talk about it. And I'll be promoting it for the next couple of weeks. Looking forward to seeing how many entries we end up getting with that. Somebody's going to get that Mint 69 Nessie Storm Scale. Nice grand prize there. Let's go through this list of players real fast, and we'll get to the game, and then get ready to do a raid over to Cartman Bra at top of the hour. We got Mocha Twitcher, Parrots, Viper Czar, OP Influencer, Jess Tony, Notorious Ninja, Cartman Bra, Tree Frog Nada, Master A's, OG Daddy, Zach Bonifer, Random King, Billy XBT, Pennybags Jr., Cesaro NLV, Cabinara, Captain John Parakeet, Aziel, Poppinstock, Autumn's Toys, hey there, me, NashvilleLou with a Buster Beaver, Chiang Wei, Devore JS, Flantality, and Dave Ira. 25 players. If I win, prize goes to second place. There's a pack on the line here. And this 15th game of the broadcast begins now. Good luck. It's Tides Tuesday, NashvilleLou Live. We start with 25 players. Depth charge has us to 23. Taking out Notorious Ninja and Parrot. Now it's Debo. Oh, Debo got sent back in the other direction. I think the board JS, where that red was, that would at least temporarily dissuade Debo. Thus far, Notorious Ninja, Parrot, and Zach Bonifer are out. We're down to 22. The winner's going to get a pack. Series 4.1 pack. And once Carbon Bra is live, we'll do when this game is over. Of course, we're not gonna leave in progress. We'll keep the tape machines rolling. I'll show you next week, 6:05 Eastern on the Superstation. There's a baby shark. Got a disco ball, a little bit of dancing. Now back to business. Well, it looked like back to business, but it was the business end of Debo turning tail, heading out. The fish are fed up. They're fighting back against these opponents. But now Debo regroups, takes out my fish along with Tree Frog Nod, and we're down to 20. With a Series 4.1 pack on the line for the winner. Cannonball. That cannonball took out Jess Tony, Random King, and Cabanara. Quick fashion. Down to 17. Up top, it's Debo. Debo the Shark chomps away on Flantality and OG Daddy. And we're down to 15. Big Worm with a hook takes out Dave Ira. We're down to 14. Cannonball. Cannonball on the low side. Master Ace is out, so is Billy XBT. We're down to 11. More than half the field is out. We have 1 a.m. Eastern. We're watching NashvilleLou live at Depth Charge. Takes out Pop and Stock and Mocha Twitcher. We're down to 9. So a top 10 finish for the remaining players. I'm your host, Lou Pickney. After this game, we're going to do a raid over to Cartman Bra as Tides Tuesday continues. Cartman Bra. Mention the name. The broadcaster's curse there for Cartman. Got zapped along with Pennybags Jr. by Pink Felicia. We're down to 7. It's Tides Tuesday here on NashvilleLou Live. Pink Felicia. Spin move. Didn't work out there for Rizal. Cesaro taken out as well. We're down to 5. One of these 5 players is going to win a pack. Who's it going to be? The Boar JS gets taken out by Big Worm with that hook. Down to the final 4. Autumn's Toys, OP Influencer, Captain John Parakeet, and Viper Czar. The last 4. That Radiance command was well timed by Viper Czar. I think that hook from Big Worm would have taken out Viper Czar otherwise. Well, for the moment, the battle continues. The final 4. We're doing a raid over to Cartman Bra here. After the conclusion of this game, Debo. It's Debo the Shark up top. Will Debo miss everybody? It looks like it. Indeed. Debo misses all 4 remaining fish. Viper with a spin move. The hook from Big Worm. Autumn's Toys narrowly avoided it. Got by it on return as well. That was tough. Not a lot of room there. It's going to get Captain John Parakeet, and the hook's going to get OP Influencer on the way out. So we're down to the final 2. It's Viper Czar and Autumn's Toys. The winner gets a pack. Big Worm with a hook. Autumn's Toys using that super spin, not taking any chances. It looked like Autumn's Toys was going to be high enough, but I don't know. Better safe than sorry at this point. Depth Charge takes out Viper Czar, and that's the game. So congratulations, Autumn's Toys gets the victory here in this 15th game of the broadcast. So Autumn's Toys, you're getting a pack. Series 4.1 pack. I'll be sending those out here shortly after we get things going with this raid, which is going to happen here in a moment. So as usual, Tides Tuesday, a wonderful time. So happy to have you as part of it. Happy myself to be part of it for my 3-hour run with it here tonight. Back again later today, 7 p.m. Eastern. UTC. Warsaken Blitz taking on Boss Baby. And we'll have some Twitchy Tides games. Should be fun. Before I do that raid, let me double check. Look before you leap here. I've learned how much I want to get to that next. I want to make sure Cartman Bra is live before I raid, because that would be awkward. No, there we go. Cartman Bra is live. All right. Let's take that right over there. Say hi to Cartman. Play some more Twitchy Tides. We're going into the night. Tides Tuesday gets into Wednesday. That's going to do it for this broadcast of NashvilleLou Live. I'm your host, Lou Pickney. Thanks for watching. See you next time.